So at least I did okay. That was final cut in about 15 minutes, and of course, the help of our good buddy over there, twirling away. We'll get the double twirling away. The one fast and the one slow. Oh, we get some good vibration on that camera. Hey everybody, my kid was harassing me because they were like, how do you not have like the things that come up on the screen, like subscriber notifications and all that stuff? And I said, because I have no idea how to do that. You are a youth. You are supposed to help me with these things. And they were like, oh, I've never used that software before. And then they left. So I was contented to make a waiting screen. I can't figure out how to automate it, but, you know, we'll get there. I have very little in the way of plans today. I just love a Friday. And y'all show up and we hang out together, and it's an excuse for my wife and extended family to not make me do things like they would try to make me do things. On a Father's Day weekend, and I will seize all 3 days, even if I get nothing. On there's nothing special on Father's Day, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't really want to go anywhere. If I get to play with toy cars a little bit, that would be great. The goal of the day is, I don't know. 404 group. Let me know. I have where do I enter my address? Oh yes. The well, we'll get to that. We'll wait until the number of people bumps up. You know, I could just have it on this one so we can actually it's not just a still image. There we go. He's like the new he's the flashing sign a little bit. Man, that iPhone 8 is not a phenomenally good picture. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, it's Father's Day. Now go grill us up some food. Yeah, that sounds about right. I had to grill on Mother's Day, so hopefully I won't have to. Well, I'm not planning on running out and buying any steaks, so I shouldn't have to do any grilling on Sunday. Yes, indeed. Mr. Brian Clark, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I just saw that it was on YouTube Shorts. There was a comedian who was doing a bit about Father's Day is the number 20 holiday, and he was like, I can't even name 18 other holidays because, you know, Christmas is first and Mother's Day is second, but Father's Day is apparently 20th. And I don't know what that, I don't know how they grade that, like 20th in terms of what, like people observing it. I don't know, but yeah, it sounds about right. Sitting in a construction going 7 miles an hour. Yeah, we're doing about the same. Oh, I caught a little bit of the chat as it scrolled up above by, and yeah, I well could, and I have tried in the past. I tried to build a turntable in the past, and it would be really jerky. No matter what I did, that it would go. And these things, which you just go on Amazon, I bought a relatively inexpensive one. So this one is, I think, rated to 110 pounds. They have ones that'll do 320 pounds, like you can stand on it and it will rotate you. But it makes no noise at all, which is great. And you know, everything looks better on a spinning plinth. So how can I not have a spinning plinth? And it's easy to put away. I did see. I have. How do you like your toe? In, out, or neutral? I make a determined effort to run everything neutral. I would like zero toe. I have a different approach and philosophy to the things that go fast. They are almost exclusively a very, very slight amount of toe out at the front and whatever requisite amount of toe in the rear to get you the traction that you need. But in crawlers, I go for 0-0. If you can only have, like, if you can't get your tie rod to situate, I prefer a little bit of toe in. I will accept a little bit of toe in, but I make an effort to get them to as close to neutral as possible. I couldn't tell you when Father's Day is. Are we above or below Arbor Day on that list? Apparently, Arbor Day is like 13th. And I didn't even know that, like people observed Arbor Day in any specific way. Yeah, this 2 turntables and a microphone. I've got 2 cameras and 2 microphones. We're only using 1 right now because I think it would do some sort of stroboscopic effect. And but we do have the turntable. We definitely have a turntable. Gray Matter 45 has got it down right. Observing Father's Day by playing with toy trucks and 3D printing. That's the way to do it. Hello from San Francisco. It's ugly out here with terrible air quality. We've had the onshore flow blowing in the Los Angeles muck for the past like 3 weeks. It's gross. It looks gross. Get that binaural audio going. Yeah, luckily, this is the microphone way back when. You have to go way back. When I did voiceover on all the videos instead of just doing everything as a oneer. I just do everything all in one shot. When I would do the clips and then record the audio over, this is the microphone that I used, and it just sat gathering dust for at least a year, and it got put back into service. It was nice. It's nice for things to see a life again. I would hope, Bonita Creek RC, I would hope 4th of July would be number 4 on the list. That would be a good one. Because if Christmas is first and Mother's Day is second, over here, we would put what? Halloween would be in the top 10. Thanksgiving would be in the top 10. I'm going to see if I can find a list. Oh, most popular. Oh, Statista. So, I should have looked this up on. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try something else. It'll take me a second. The air quality in the IE looks like a bag from Stater Brothers. Yeah, it really looks like the late 80s, early 90s out there again. And I know it's not us because we don't make anything here. So it's just smog blown in. What is the best fusion for the Axial CJ7? You can, on the stock gearbox, I mean, in terms of objective best, I would have to say that the Fusion Pro is as good as you can do, but I think the 1800 would be fine. Would be fine. Or the 1200. You could get away with the 1200 or the 1800 or the 2300. I keep forgetting that this one has had the gearbox and forward motor mount replaced. But yeah, Pro would be fine. You could get in whichever one you can get the cheapest, which would be either an SE 1200 1800. A lot of people really swear by how much smoother a Pro is, and I'm not arguing that point. It is, but it is also twice as expensive. And for the money, you could get a set of tires and an SE, and that's kind of what I generally tell people to do. So, Mr. Peck, best is really objective, is subjective. Objectively, the Pro is better than the SEs. It's smoother. It has lower startup. It has better low-speed control. It has higher top end. It has all those things. It's also $150, and the SEs are either $70 or $80. So you could put a 1200 in there and then get yourself some tires, and the amount of performance increase that you'll receive from that would be greater than if you just bought a Fusion Pro. Oh yeah. Okay. I was gonna try to do the I think I have a way to do. Let me see if I figured this out. I'm trying to figure out how scenes work. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so here's the thing I haven't figured out. I haven't figured out how to preview, but see, I can do this. This is pretty cool, right? Can I zoom? Yeah, I can zoom a little bit. Look at this. This is like near real stuff. Thanksgiving, Memorial Day, Christmas, Veterans Day, Mother's Day. Oh, Father's Day right behind Veterans Day. I mean, behind Mother's Day. Easter way down there. Labor Day way down there. Most popular national and religious events in the United States as of the second quarter 2023. So Thanksgiving beating Christmas, I guess, because you don't have to buy people presents. I don't know. Greetings to all the people showing up. Okay. I just made a review on 24mm brass rings, and the comp guys came out screaming rotational mass at me. So I get it. Rotating mass is not optimal, but why so mad? Yeah, 100%. The comp guys will come out screaming because they're gonna drop money on like pendulum knuckle weights and stuff that are, you know, $1 a gram, right? And I have absolutely no problem with, nor will I ever have a problem with, cheap Amazon brass rings, because these are the RCMU. Yeah, these are fine. Usually around 95 grams a piece. So 380 grams for 28 bucks, 29 bucks. You can't buy weight cheaper than that. So, I mean, yeah, rotational mass is not optimal, but the motors that we have are horribly overpowered now for what we do. And if we actually had gear reduction, which is why when I build new rigs, I try to build them with as much gear reduction as I can get, the rotational mass isn't as much of an issue. Like, yeah, it's going to hurt your drag brake eventually, and it's going to make the suspension and the tires react a little more slowly. But we're talking about 95 grams per wheel. We're not, yes, there is a point of diminishing returns. We can't get to the point where the wheel weighs 5 pounds. It's going to slow it down too much. But, you know, we're also not driving Ferrari Daytonas, so we don't have to worry about every gram of rotating mass. Mr. Cross, I've been looking at building or buying a trailer, even though I don't need one. I have a couple rigs that could pull trailers, just because it would be cool, but I haven't gotten to it. Sun City Outlaws has been picking up Fusion Pros off AliExpress for $105 to $115. Just be aware that, I mean, I treat pretty much everything in AliExpress or Amazon as warranty not expressed or implied. So, like, if a servo fries on me that I paid $30, $40, $50, $60 for, that's the price of doing business. You know, if I fry a ProTech or something like that, I expect coverage. That's what I'm paying that extra money for. But anything, Hobbywing themselves have said, any Hobbywing product you buy off AliExpress is gray market, so it is not warranted in any way. I promised my wife no money on RCs for 1 year. Woof. That's tough. Miata Commuter asks, what are we doing? I don't know. I had, I felt, I got a feeling of success when I set up the 3D printer. I set up the 3D printer. I got my content kind of put away. I did a bunch of house cleaning. I moved a bunch of dirt and rocks. It was a productive week, and I was really embracing a spirit of do what you feel like doing today, because I am all too cognizant of the fact that if I continue to put out a video every single day, barring Fridays, I generally don't put an upload on Friday, and instead I live stream for 3 to 4 hours. I don't know if this is sustainable forever. So some weeks I just like to slow it down, just slow it down. So this week I slowed it down a little. I thought about taking the HC6 out of the box and working on that. Didn't feel like it. I did tinker on a number of rigs, including builds that aren't complete yet. So some stuff did get done in the background. But as to what we're doing right now, I don't know. I have no idea. Gary P says, I don't think that rotating mass is much of a problem when you're crawling. It really isn't. At the extreme, I'm way down here. At the extreme, yeah, it is. Like, you can notice a difference. But we're talking about 95 grams of added weight in each front wheel. So 180 grams total in a vehicle that will weigh 3,000 grams. So it's not like we're going crazy here. But those dudes, the people who have a problem with rotating mass to that degree, they look at things a little different than we do. The ones I reviewed are 108 grams and 27 for 4. Yeah, there are even heavier, but I just installed a set of brass rings in this. I just put brass rings in the front of this, and they were not RCMU. Whatever Amazon brand they are, I could probably look them up on the phone. The opening on the inside of them, let me grab just a regular ring. So this diameter right here was 0.5 millimeter smaller than this. So you could not do that. They would not fit together. So I had to take them on the lathe and just basically hit it with a cutter and bring them down and then get them put together. So those have been turned down on the inside. And I don't fault the manufacturer for that. It's third party with another third party with another third party. So they can't ensure fitment of everything all the time. But I get the feeling that they get away with that little bit of extra weight by just making them a little bigger. Ooh, I'm getting way behind. BMFRC is having trouble with the heavy Injora inserts being too much weight. Yeah. I have generally found that once you get past, now we're talking in something like this, when you get up past kilo of wheelos, it's going to start to bite you back. And as these little guys weigh 70 grams a piece, it's almost like putting a brass ring in the wheel. So you can get up to that heavy weight pretty quick. I mean, this is just the tire with the silicone in it, and you can feel the heft to it. But there's carbon fiber wheel options out there. You could always run. There is always that market for the plastic KMCs from Vanquish. There's a lot of ways to get that target weight to what you need it to be. We all just tend to throw heavy inserts and weights on everything. Driver 8, my wife used to ask how many crawlers I needed. The answer is just one more. That goes to that's truth of bicycles and any other hobby. It's n+1. The number is always n+1. N being the number that you currently own. It's always n+1. Yeah. What's up with it? Seems like used crawlers are priced near the new cost. The other sock, it's a translation of reality. It's the embodiment of the I know what I got. I know what I got. I've seen a full-size used Toyota Tacoma selling for more than I paid for my Subaru brand new. I don't know what it is. There are still deals out there. A buddy of mine got a brand new kit Phoenix built for $300. So they can be found, but you have to deal with things like Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. And yeah, there are guys like, if you go on eBay, somebody would be trying to sell something like this for like $1,000. And you're like, really? I mean, like, really? There are some great STL packages for 3D printing trailers. I made one a bit ago, printed leaf springs and all. Turned out to be a very fun project and taught me a lot about my printer. The idea of 3D printing parts that have to do tough things. The Zoku 3D prints are really the only ones I trust so far, because I've never had a single problem with any of them. And I do have the printer set up. Oh, let's see if we can we frame. I do have the printer set up so I can start to print things now. The whole reason the printer got set up is my younger needs something for a cosplay for Anime Expo printed. So there's that. My Endura inserts came square instead of round. Yeah, when they're in the packaging, they will just, because of their shape, like if I had a box that was the right size, we could just squeeze this into a box and make them perfectly. I'm showing nothing. We could just squeeze them into a box and make them perfectly square. They'll go back to round. Some of these have started to get they have a little teardrop shape to them because I leave them hanging on a peg. They don't care. They don't mind. They'll bounce back to shape almost immediately. I think all of my Endura ones have come square out of the package. Driver 8 can't thank me out of commuter enough for pestering me to run the tires inside out. They're still right here, and I'm getting closer to the point of just starting to chop lugs off of the outside, so that when I mount them back up, they're more squared across. So we might have to see a dumb view redux if I cut those up. And I found in a bin, while doing the house cleaning, I found the Nitto Trail Grapplers. So I could try those inside out as well. Oh, I scrolled down far enough that Jeff at the Temple said modify the inside out tires. Yeah, I need to. It just jumped. Where was I? Oh, man. Okay. What happened to the red Toyota 4Runner build? She is sitting over on her garage, is way over on the other side of the shop. She's over there. I think she had gotten run in her most current configuration. She's got some brass bits and stuff. She hasn't been out in a minute, but that's kind of true of a lot of the rigs here. Have you seen Endura's new S5 SXHX comp pins? Yes, I have. And I believe Erwin over in Belgium said that he is sending in a set. I don't get paid for 7 more days. I am as broke as a joke, so I couldn't buy tires if I wanted to. Leadfoot FPV, I'm watching my 3D printer. I know if I look away, it'll end up looking like an exploded spider. Yeah, I used to feel that way about my laser as well, and then I really got to embrace the Elsa, and I just let it go. And it tells you multiple times, do not leave me unattended, but I do it all the time. My wife said I can't buy a new rig. She said I need to finish all my projects first, but she said nothing about begging, winning, or trading for a new rig. That's true. What body is that? This one? This is the stance, the boat. This is Vanquish's boat. It looks like a Chris Craft boat, but in a mono color, the mono block white, it's growing on me. And it does clearance extraordinarily well. We stepped up to ruptures, and there's almost no body noise when driving it. Yeah, Leadfoot, my other half doesn't know I bought another rig. My wife would never know. Like, to her vision, these they all look the same. They all look the same. And that was true of bicycles even. Like, she has come in here before, and in some form of an attempt to interact, she has said, oh, when did that one show up? And I go, like a year ago? And she's never pointed out, like, I mean, here's the thing. To the layperson, that's a new one, because it looks different now. I mean, he's been here a long time and he's beat up, but that's a new one now. He's got a different body on him. Yeah, Gary P. In on-road racing, rotating mass is important. It's incredibly important, whether it be scale racing or full-size racing. Like, when we were racing circle track, the clutch, it had that car running a Chevy 350 had a 5-inch clutch. Like, whatever you could do to get the rotating mass as low as you could. We would weigh each individual tire when we were buying tires from the Hoosier truck to put them on there. You would weigh each individual tire. Yeah, rotating mass is huge. But for this, it doesn't matter as much. It's just a really cheap way to put weight in the front by just throwing some brass rings and some wheels. Mr. Cross, yes, I did indeed set up the 3D printer, and I left the, I had it print the test print, and then I left it in the house. Oh, no, 3D printed inserts, by and large, are quite light. I don't have one, well. So this is a, like a YZZR, I think. The Enjoras are pretty consistently right around 70 grams. Yeah, 70 grams for a green. 35, so half the weight. Certainly heavier than a foam. Probably about 8 grams. 15. So it just doubles. It doubles all the way down. About double the weight of a foam for a 3D printed. And then about double the weight of a 3D printed for a silicone. Unless you're taking into consideration the older Injora ones that are the foam on the outside and the rubber on the inside. Yeah, that bad dog's 75 grams. Those are built for things like TRX4 Defenders, though, where we don't worry about weight at all. I like the plastic wheel option for heavy wheels, as some come vented in the wheel itself. Yeah, most do. They'll either have they'll click together in a certain way that leaves a slot. I'm no great fan of venting wheels because then it keeps everything trapped inside, but it is easy. It is easy. I've made some bespoke inserts for comp guys running plastic glue on wheels. Those are truly lightweight. If you want truly lightweight, buddy who comes over and runs a Sporty, the wheels, they're pendulum knuckle weights, and the wheel runs no inner ring. It has an outer face that is of carbon fiber, just a sheet of carbon fiber that is glued to the front of the wheel, and then it just has a carbon fiber ring to stiffen up, and that's glued to the inside of the tire. And then the knuckle weight actually drops down inside the tire. The knuckle weight is, so we can show on a big one. So on those, so there would be a ring glued here, and then a face glued here that has the hub on it. And the knuckle weight actually hangs down inside the tire. So the foam is kind of shaped like that so that the weight can ride inside of it. That way they can get the weight out as far as possible to make the vehicle more stable. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. I like vintage RC buggies. Those are hugely overpriced on eBay. That's why I love to see all the Riris and stuff come out and render and devalue all the old ones where people were just, I don't know, keeping in their basements or whatever, like they were collecting wine. Thank you, Miata Commuter, for 5 Crawler Canyon memberships, and another piece of the sawtooth will go up if momentarily. It just jumped all the way to the bottom again. Oh, Andre did it. Oh, it really jumped. Okay, Andre did it too. The Nittos can only get better inside out. Driver 8, you're not wrong. I think I ran them twice and was so depressed about the performance of those. Yeah, and I will probably end up... Oh, I hit my elbow so hard about 20 minutes ago. Hopefully, I will be testing the S5s maybe within the month, and probably somewhere in July, I will get around to the Class 1 pins. I'm really curious about the Class 1 pins as well. Inside-out tires are bumpy slicks. You are not wrong. What about IFS 1 versus IFS 2? IFS 2 is still in a box. Right? If you went straight down through the wood right about there, it's still in a box. You know, there's just one of me. And from start to finish, from starting filming to finishing the edit on episode 1 on Crawl Olympics for Wheelin' Wednesday, that was probably 5.5 hours to make that video. And it got more views than I typically get on a Wheelin' Wednesday. It also got way more thumbs downs than I typically get on a Wheelin' Wednesday, but here we are. Andre giving out gift memberships. It's gonna make it go up even a little bit more. How do you feel about the Axial SCX10 Pro? I have no feelings about it one way or the other. I have never driven one. I just know that it was everywhere, and it was what everybody was talking about, and then it fell off the face of the earth, and nobody talks about it anymore. Although I did just see that there's a recent West Desert Wheeler upload where he does VRD versus 10 Pro. And I don't know who would... I mean, that's a foregone conclusion as far as I'm concerned, because if it's whatever that gearbox Axial made for the 10 Pro, if it's that versus a VFD comp, it's a VFD. Oh, and to anyone who has a confusion as to when I said we're giving away a rig, I am not just a random one. Like, I'm not just picking one and giving it away. I'm giving one away, but I'm not picking one of... Like, if it's basically, if it has a name, we're not giving it away. I feel like inserts are like the thing right now. Yeah. Yeah. Mad Scientist Makers has almost all their trucks on 3D printed. I would probably have more, like, 3D printed is picking up in number here because I have people kind enough to send them in. But this, far and away, is in the biggest number of tires by a lot. Well over 50% of the fleet. Probably 75% of the fleet are on fridge foam and Tim Tin inners. I still think if tires were low profile, inserts would not be needed. And you know, you're absolutely not wrong, because there's an absolute reason that Sorka has banned 2230s, which are short course tires. They've also banned buggy tires, because I'm pretty sure on the right terrain, you could get a an 1/8 scale buggy tire for like clay, and it would just, or some sort of mini pin, and it would just dominate because it won't flex. You only have that amount of rubber. We're not using on the sidewall. We're using this much of it just to there. So the rim could go to that line. And then if there was anything in there, it would be the softest, ghostiest foam in there just to hold the shape of the carcass. But yeah, I guess everything for scale, right? Everything for scale. I just, Camo Crawler has YZZR for Tux and Megalithics. I just weighed one. That's a YZZR. Oh, I just jumped again. Where'd it go? The SCX-10 Pro has the smoothest transmission on the market. I can neither confirm nor deny. I've never driven one, but I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it, as Axial has successfully made one good transmission. One. Maybe they've made two, but I have... Give me an irrational number smaller than 0, and that is the chances of me buying a 10 Pro. Bill Truitt has bought a UTV 18 and already spent $100 on upgrades. That's easy. It's easy. All Amazon tires are good for bashing. Oh, it really jumped. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Driver 8's been switching over to non-foam inserts, if only to never have to fear a puddle again. Yeah, that was a big one for me, because from the Go Fast world, seeing how fast foam inserts disintegrate when they get water in them. Speaking of YZZR, is he still in business? I placed an order a month ago and sent an email, no reply. Yeah, that is what I had heard, that like he has just kind of fallen off the face of the earth. So the set that I had received came in on a trade, and the guy who traded them in said I wouldn't like do a video about these or anything because we might not see them again. There are YZZRs in Zorana. Gary PR, Amazon crawler tires really that bad? Except for a very, very select few. And as I say that aloud, I would say that there's two. The one that I just had in my hand a moment ago, the Mix Racing crawler tire, the fake Tusk, aka the Fusk, very good. You can also buy Endura pins on Amazon. Those are also very good. The Swamp Claws are pretty good. I have high expectations of the new S5 pin coming from Endura. And there were, for a very short period, there were fake Duratrax approaches on Amazon for $12 a set, and they were better than the real thing. They were slightly better than the real thing. But aside from that, like particularly any of the fake Hyrax, terrible. Absolutely terrible. The hate on the Crawl Olympics is absurd. Some people are just idiots. I mean, I definitely poked something with a stick, because the number of thumbs downs for the month of June is through the roof. Videos are every video, because I'm assuming it's what I just call blanketing. It's just people going around and being like, down, 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 down. We are not even 14 days in yet. So we're not halfway through June, and I have the most thumbs downs in the month of June of any month since like in almost a year. And we're only halfway through, and I'm talking about full months. I have a pretty high ratio. My ratio is about 99% of likes to dislikes. And YouTube only starts looking at you sideways if you get to about 80%. So I'm not too worried about that. But it's still, I try not to let it get to me. It still gives me, it still makes me furious. Have you given squid inserts a whirl? I have 2 rigs on squids, the GFO and Argentum, one on fossils and one on tusks. They are both on squid inserts, and squid inserts are fantastic. They are very, very good, but squid is now getting some competition because like Revolt and the guy on here, Brorb, doing the inserts, they are doing bespoke inserts as well. And as long as you hook up with somebody that's doing a bespoke insert, that is an insert for a specific tire, for a specific rig at a specific weight, you're going to get that maximized amount of performance. And I've had very good luck with all but like one set of 3D inserts that I've gotten here. And those I sent back to the person who sent them in because they were really bad. I've never seen a thumb down on your channel. Erwin, that is because YouTube saw it. This has probably been 18 months. They hid thumbs downs. So only the creator, I can see them. They're in my dashboard. I can see them in all the analytics, but no one else can see them. And the effect of that, so I guess what happened is it's like when they add a lane to a freeway, traffic goes down, and then more cars come and the traffic goes right back up, and then you're either right where you were when you started or you're worse. And that's what's happened with thumbs downs. When YouTube turned off visibility on thumbs downs, they dropped by 99%. I would get 1 to 2 thumbs downs per month because there was no immediate reward. They couldn't see that little number pop up next to the thumbs down and go, huh, I did that. So now it's been long enough that it's come back up again and people are just thumbing everything down. And YouTube is quick to say that it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. It's POE, it's points of engagement. They don't, the algorithm and the automated systems that look at the videos, they don't know the difference between a thumb up and a thumbs down. They just look at a view and how long the view took place. And that's what they're looking at. They see an interaction, whether it be a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment or whatever. They're all apparently weighted around the same. Doesn't mean I have to like it. But yeah, the thumbs downs on the Crawl Olympics installment. Basically, every video for about the past 10 days has gotten multiple thumbs downs, regardless of what the topic of the video is. Oh, it keeps jumping. Okay, there we go. Are you going to build a Revolt chassis rig? Hopefully. Leadfoot prefers their 10 Pro over their VRD. Like I say, I've never driven one, so I can't tell you. Can't remember if you have a Vatera Ascender in your collection. No, I think that basically predated the Vatera Ascender would pretty much predate my involvement in the go slow portion of the hobby. They were probably discontinued before I got into it. Don't superclass rigs have those wild wheel and tire combos? Yeah, like they're the big, tall, like goats. They're like that wide and like that tall. Yeah. Stretch 1.9s on a 2.2 wheel, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it definitely works. Esky is running 1.9 ruptures on 2.2 wheels, and particularly with wheels like ruptures, tires like ruptures, which are tall sidewall tires, they can really benefit from being stretched like that. We all still want a 475 rupture, but it's never going to happen because the megalithic exists now. I only buy 3D if they're less than like $40 a set. Sales 3. I have one set of Three Brothers. That should be relatively telling. I do not approve of the tuning rods. I don't. Because that means that they're making a generic insert, which is a cost-saving measure for them, which I get. But then what's the point? You know, get some $20 silicone. You're going to get the same amount of performance, and you can tune them yourself for cheap. I have some 3.2 beadlocks that I can use buggy tires on to make a class 1. Yeah, there'd be no rollover. And some of those compounds that the buggy tires, particularly if they're indoor and clay, those compounds are crazy sticky. SCX10 Pro with a Creeper T currently under construction. That should be cool. Did you see the Scale Builders Guild Artful Dodger chassis he just got with that new Tiny Trans? No, I did not. ZRD over a Pro any day of the week. Now that we're seeing an S5 pin, because Camo Crawler says Enduro pins and Swamp Crawlers are really good tires for the money. I 100% agree. I honestly think the pins in the S4 punch way above their weight. Usually about $27 a set when you buy them on Amazon, and that is a set. So they're selling you a set for usually about what a pair of tires goes for. And people don't like the look of the pin, but if you want performance, you can't get more performance than that for $27. I mean, you can buy the pin and the inserts for less than the cost of just buying 4 tires. You can be all in for like $70, including wheels. And that's the stuff I'm looking for. Yeah, Lumpkin, I agree. I don't consider Enduro off-brand or Amazon brand anymore, personally. Yeah, once they started making their own wheels, once they started doing the deeps that were not clones or knockoffs of anybody else, Enduro kind of set out, and they're making that ESC. If we ever get to see the program card or the final release on it, they're making stuff that is not. They have a line of development. So yeah, they are. Enduro is definitely not an off-brand. Don't know what's in S5 Enduro compound, but my eyes are itching. Yeah, all of the 24th scale guys have told me that the S5 tires for the 1-inch wheels are like trying to mount chewed bubble gum. And I'm actually genuinely looking forward to it. I have fake approaches on plastic glued wheels and rock hard foams. Is it worth trying to unglue them or just wait and hope to sell them? They are next to impossible to dismount. They are so hard. There might be a method that I haven't tried that will get them off, but my heat gun and debonder method, it is like 15 minutes per wheel. And when you get the tire off, the bead is all gummy and gross. They do not come off easily. I don't think the performance level is high enough for the amount of work you have to do to remove them. Canyon trails are glued pretty well, but I can get a canyon trail off the rim in 2 to 3 minutes. Thumbs down because of the optic, maybe? I got 3 dislikes on the optic video. Well, 4. I got 1 in the members video, and I got 3 in the regular video. But I'm getting more. I got more. I'm up to, I think the Cross Emo review has 5 dislikes now. I said that I liked it. But I realized I'm not allowed to like anything. The thumbs downs are the revenge of the Red Cat Army. If they're still around. Mind-boggling that people have or take the time to thumbs down a video. Yeah, I don't think I've ever thumbed a video down. Not that I can recall. Not ever. You know what you do? If you're watching it and you don't like it, you just click. I click where it says premium up near the top, but on the regular it just says YouTube. You just click YouTube and it will take you right back to your feed. Just like that. And then there's those little dots next to every video where it's like, don't show me things like this. Don't show me things like that. I already have a Vanquish VRD, looking to get another kit for Christmas. SCX10 Pro looks fun and should be on sale then unless something else new comes out. I wouldn't hold my breath for something new. But yeah, the 10 Pro. And don't forget, you can build a 10 Pro with no axial parts nowadays because for whatever reason, there's a huge booming aftermarket for it. I built SCX10 Pro axles without a single axial part in either of them. Are we going to try the spiffing Brit-like exploit? Promote my own video? Well, he proved that it doesn't work because you get more. It brings the people in, but then they don't watch it, and it actually drove the RPM, the amount of money he makes per 1,000 views. It actually drove that down. So it really YouTube is too smart for that one. They saw that one coming. Too geek to be chic. Have you tried Three Brothers inserts? I have one set. I think they're in Jake. So clearly they work because Jake was the fastest gentleman around the old form of Mavericks and does really well through gates as well. But I probably had to mount and unmount his tires like 6 times with the tuning rods. I would genuinely just prefer a Tusk-specific insert made for his weight. You know, Revolt, Squid, and Brorb, whoever, YZZR, whomever. Oh, I'm getting way too far behind. Okay. Okay. I really enjoyed the Crawl Olympics. If you enjoyed it, then I have a reason to keep going. I know how hard you work to even get that video filmed, especially doing it solo. It takes forever. I give bad drivers a thumbs down. Oh, it's true. Yeah, right? And I think that's part of why I get, like, I would rather have somebody comment and just call me a moron, right? Because then they've shed the cloak of anonymity and we can engage with each other. But if you put a thumbs down, I just call it cowardice because that's what it is. Yes, a click is an interaction, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. I don't know what other channel would have a grudge with me, Leadfoot. I don't think I've ever said anything specifically bad about any particular channel. Yeah, I definitely. Well, I made that community board post, and I guess enough people read it to where people were like, well, harumph, harumph. Have you had an Axial AX10? Oh, that way predates. Oh, don't show them, Shogun Glock, don't show them that it bothers you. If the people that thumb down see it angers you, they'll keep doing it more just to bother you. But then they're falling into my trap, because if I see it enough, it won't register anymore. We used to put Spotify up. Me and my kids would sit down and play split-screen Minecraft together on the big TV, and we had Spotify on the PlayStation, and we wouldn't pay for Spotify. So it would play the same O'Reilly Auto Parts. It would and a Honda ad. It would play the same commercials over and over and over and over until you're so desensitized to it you don't even hear the commercials anymore. So eventually the thumbs downs aren't going to bother me anymore. And then they're going to have to resort to negative comments and bring it on. I'll argue with a tree. Have you had an Axial AX10? No, I think I answered that. Way ahead. That way before me. For the amount of content he puts out, he should have over 100,000. Other YouTubers like a 1K one time a week if we're lucky. And they, yeah. West Desert Wheeler gets double the amount of subs per week that I do, and we'll go 3 months without an upload. So I don't know how that works. I think since I started, Exo Caged RC has picked up 20,000. So almost 3 times the amount of subs that I've picked up in the same amount of time. But they say the number one way to go mad is try to compare yourself to other channels. So I don't compare myself to other channels. I just do my own thing. But then I will stare at the numbers and be like, well, I picked up, I am down to I pick up less than 4 subscribers per day. And I upload every day. The Casey Neistat method, just keep flooding the algorithm. And it would be nice if it worked, but apparently it's not working. Whoever gave you a thumbs down is a miserable person and wants to bring you down to the level of miserable. It'll make me miserable for a few minutes, and more than miserable, it makes me angry. It doesn't bother me. Like, I don't sit and dwell on it. It makes me angry. I get heated about it. And that's a me. I got to work through that. I'll figure my way out through there. I think there really are people that thumbs down videos to wait to see if there's a reaction from the creator. Yeah, well, I'm falling face first into that. Mad Scientist runs dual stage 3 brothers with no rods in like 3 trucks. Every single one of them, the outer section has been so soft that it was just complete shoulder collapse and they didn't work without the rods. And most of my trucks are in that like 5 to 6 pound range. You can, however, I see a lot of people making tuning rods out of everything. There's that roll caulking for going, I don't know, under garage doors or something. You can cut them out of foam. You can use foam earplugs. You can do all sorts of stuff. I don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do. I can shove this in pretty much any tire and get a reasonably high level of performance out of it. And I can put one of these together in 2 minutes and I never have to touch it. I put it in and I run it. Or we do the baseline and just slap a hair bun on it. A 3D printed either needs to be tailor-made to the tire, like the Revolts, the sleds, any of those, or I'm just going to stick to Amazon Tim Tins with fridge mat. Reaction farming, yeah, that sounds about right. If your printer can do TPU, then you just have to buy the insert files from Revolt and print them yourself. I mean, I'll try. I'm definitely going to try it at some point. I have to print this giant like mask that looks like a bomb. I'm going to have to start printing it like this weekend in the hopes of getting it done for 4th of July. The Injora pins is a vanity trade for performance. Yeah, it's the other. Bill Truitt is 100% right. It's the other way around. It is not a sacrifice for vanity. It is a sacrifice of vanity. Some rigs look absolutely fine with them on. Some rigs don't, but they do work great. Then the approaches are going to get dusty until I sell them. Yeah. A member disliked Andre. Yeah, I have one dislike on the H10 optic. And I mean, it surprised me to a degree because basically you either bought it yourself or you were here for a live stream and that's how you got a membership. So I don't know. Somebody didn't like it. Somebody wasn't happy about it. It's sitting right over here. It's on the bench right over here behind me. And I am so enthralled. It's a loaner, but I am so enthralled with the H10 that I have had no desire to drive it even once. Not even once since I did the test video on it. Because I already know. It's Taylor Swift's music. It's not for me. And the amount of work, money, effort, and modification to put into it to make it into a rock crawler is not, like, it's unrealistic. Kai Syverson. We will find out. That's what we got the twins for. So you will see those two videos in close succession. The tires are supposed to arrive, I think that said June 27th, by June 27th. So within the next 2 weeks, I will receive those. We will mount them up. Baseline will do the test. Then they will immediately come off. And this set will get mounted up onto a set of rims. And the brothers will go out, one on the S4 comp pins and one on the S5 comp pins. And we'll see. Side by side. Two identical rigs on identical wheels with nothing but two different tires. And we will see how they do. Oh, it just jumped so far. Okay, wait. Printed some Thingiverse things from modify the windows. The softest TP you can afford is key. All right. Well, I have a cheat, which is I know some dudes that print 3D printed inserts. I'm going to ask those guys, what filament should I buy? And then I'm just going to go with that. Have you seen the AliExpress AM32 80 amp copy for 38? Erwin can tell you what he thinks of it. He has, it's registered as an Injora 100 amp in the config tool. Hey, look at that. Erwin is running one in one of his builds right now. I like my optic, but your review didn't make me sad. People are just literally babies. You can remember when you could disagree with someone and it didn't change your opinion of what you thought of them as a person? Like I've said, the optic is not for me. And also the equal length links, they didn't make it a rock crawler. And I keep seeing videos where people are trying to make it a rock crawler. You will have to put so much money into it that some dude is going to take a not even a VRD, is a stance RTR, and he's just going to walk right past you. Because that is definitely more of a rock crawler. A buddy of mine, I can do a little spoiler. A buddy of mine is building a not that competition thing that's going on, or the build along, but he just got the cage, and he built this So this, it's all Phoenix inside. So VFD, but it's got the servo and chassis mounted steering, F10Ts. I'm about this thing. I'm all about this. Is a rock buggy. Oh, it doesn't have a picture from. Oh, no, it does. Look at that. How good is that? I mean, that's good. I see that and I go, yeah. It hits a spot for me that the Optic doesn't. Now, he's got that cage is titanium, if you're wondering how much money he's got sunk into that. But man, it is cool. Lumpkin Rumpkins, I once disliked a few vids from a single creator because he asked us to. He had heard that a ratio of 4-to-1 likes versus dislikes could boost a vid's visibility at that point, so we all tried to keep that ratio. Oh, so he was doing a little spiffing Brit. He was trying to see if he could game the system. Didn't. I scrolled down a little bit. Didn't work, unfortunately. Yeah. I can imagine. I didn't get into the whole Mavericks thing, but I would never leave a downvote unless the content is offensive. Right? And I think casual crawlers, that's a reasonable and rational approach. But I think some people get offended by pretty much anything. If you say that you like the thing they don't like or don't like the thing that they do, they take actual offense to that. Brian Massey, got to pick up kids from camp. Don't give away anything until I get back. Just people that didn't like your opinions on Red Cat crawlers. I haven't said anything about negative about Red Cat in a video in a while. But you have to remember. So you've got the Dollar General version. That's the Red Cat Army. And then you've got at the other end of the spectrum, but with the same kind of energy, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you got the real hardcore Vanquish guys. You know how the algorithm doesn't see any difference between a thumbs down and a thumbs up? I see people with that kind of ferocious, blind brand loyalty. They look the same to me. One's just spending more money than the other. Having read a lot of the comments coming in to watch a day late, I can confirm that you have, in fact, argued with a few trees. Yeah. My wife says, she hears the keyboard, and she's like, don't engage. And I can't. I have to. Yes, RC family, it's because people like to hear good things about their bad decisions. It is confirmation bias. I've mentioned it before. I saw it in a video, read it in a post somewhere, that a person is more likely to watch a video about a product they've already bought than watch a video about a product they're thinking about buying, which is, by my own definition, idiocy. Like then what? Like, why? Just why? Now, I participate in that sort of idiocy myself. I like to watch I like to sit down and watch a movie, whether I'm going to go to the theater or sit and watch it on streaming. I don't want to watch reviews about it. I don't want to hear what the thoughts of anyone were. I just want to watch it. I want to watch it as it is, and then I will go see the reviews to see if maybe do people agree with how I felt about the movie? And except in the cases where people tend to agree that the movie is absolutely terrible, then I'm like, well, now I have to go watch that. The algorithm has always hated you. Yeah, I agree. It was so starting end of February, there's a thing called impressions, which is how many times the algorithm feeds you out into the masses. It dropped 20%, just like that. And my views have not recovered because I've got y'all who are coming in and watching all the time, and you come for the live streams and you do all that stuff. but nobody new comes in. And honestly, maybe that's not a bad thing, because when the new people come in, I like people to stumble upon the canyon naturally. Like they're searching for a video on something and they find a video that I've done on it, and they're okay with the way the topic is approached, and then they hang around. The algorithm is just going to dump people in, and a lot of people aren't going to like the way we do. Casual crawlers, the numbers will come. I'm sure the curves for other joining channels are similar. Not at all. There's if you want to make yourself sad, well, I don't know about you, but it makes me sad. There's a website called Social Blade. You can enter any, I think you can compare up to 3 at a time. You can put YouTube channels in on Social Blade and look at channel growth. And it's like watching an exponent graph. Like, there's the first line. Like, oh, you got me to do it. I'm supposed to be catching up on the comments. I'll get to it. We'll catch up. We'll catch up. So you go to Social Blade, and we're just going to use one color, and it'll be like it has a usual. We've got one of these, right? Growth over time, and like your line is like this, right? And then you put another channel in to compare, and theirs is like this, and then you got another channel to compare, and theirs is like this. So like they're getting double the subs per day, and then these guys are getting double the subs per day of this guy. So in my perfect version of the dystopian universe that my brain lives in, the dystopian area of the multiverse, I imagine that this guy, so this is me down here, and this is guy A, and this is guy B. I imagine that I'm looking at channel A going, what am I doing wrong? Channel A is looking at channel B going, what am I doing wrong? And channel B, he doesn't think about any of us. He's pulling the madmen in the elevator. I don't think about you at all. And that's what we got to come to grips with. Any more videos of the FCX10 in the future? Perhaps. I think the sub count thing will get to a point where it just takes off. I enjoyed Call Olympics. Autocorrected. Just turn those thumbs down inside out. Oh, yeah. It just, oh man, it jumped so far. Okay. Oh, if I click on a comment, I can remember where it is. Okay. An off-ramp reference is spot on. You got nothing to worry about at 4 subs a day. We being a small potatoes channel can attest to that. Stay true to your formats and the mission statement stands. Yeah. I found TPU inserts to be basically impossible to print, but that could have been the STLs or my lack of skill. They're not super easy to get right in my experience. Yeah, if you're on the Discord, if you're on the Discord, everybody's name like changes from the Discord to the here. Irwin's prints are like you'd buy them in a store. Like there's no strings. They look better than the one set of squids I have. They look really good. I mean, they look like, even like there's. Can I even zoom in enough? There's just little hairs. This is just a thing. One of the sets of Revolts I have, no strings. They're just smooth. The canyon is fine just the way it is. Franco, I want to agree with you 100%. The best I can do is about 88%. I can agree with you about 88, maybe 89%. Jeff at the Temple, a recent video popped up with a UA1 with the tallest rear link riser in the world. What's up with that? I don't know, and I know exactly what you're talking about. It has a front link riser that big too. It's like that tall. I'm not 100% sure what they're trying to do in terms of anti-squat. I really want to drive one, and I have almost bought one like 3 times, because for like $600 you get a full sporty with the motor and the servo and everything. But then something comes up, and I buy cameras and microphones and stuff to do live streaming, and stuff that I genuinely enjoy more, because I did the CBA, the cost benefit analysis. I'm going to spend $600-700 on a rig, and then it's just gonna sit there for, like, 99.95% of the time. But it looks super bound up. Yeah, some of the link positions that I've seen on rigs and videos are wild. Absolutely wild. Stu Not is catching up to live at double speed. A lot of YouTubers are making optic content. They can't sell me on that rig. It looks like a shelf queen to me. Here's the thing. It has the potential to be a lot of things, but in its, what I would consider its maximized format, I'm making hand gestures to the other camera. In its maximized format, it's not going to have H10s on it. Like for 100%, it's not going to have H10s on it. It's going to have F10s on it, either straights or portals. It is just gonna. Have you modified your Rock Hobby WW2 Jeep? Did I catch up? No, I certainly didn't. Oh. Okay, so the Jeep that has been featured in the videos, the 1941 MB Scalar, that one is not mine. It has an axle swap that's coming up. I also have the body of a Jeep that was sent in, and we are going to be doing a build series at some point where I build up what goes underneath that body. It won't be explicitly the same as the MB Scalar, but it will be close, and it will be my own thing. And I keep seeing these absolutely amazing videos of what I'm assuming are Germans doing these custom stuff to those Jeeps and making them look amazing. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do a post WW2 treatment on mine, a post-war version of the Jeep. I haven't come to any of those decisions yet because we're going to start to get into the crunch. The Anime Expo crunch is going to start within about the next week, and that's going to run for about 2 weeks where I can barely get anything done. So I'm very thankful that I have tire reduxes to do because I can just knock those out. They're already mounted. They're already on rigs. I move tires over and I just do a redux and I'm in and out in like 45 minutes because sometimes that's all the free time I've got in a day. You have to buy eSun TPE 83A. It's really hard to print. Yeah, well, I 100% believe you. Time to have dinner with my family. I'll be back in like 20 minutes. We should do something while he's gone. Although I don't know how long ago that posted because I think I'm pretty far behind. Favorite quote, I am a multiversal being. I feel like I am because apparently on the internet I'm more than one person. Shoddy RC, H10 is fun to take on a hike, but a VRD and a Pro walk all over at Crawling Rocks. Yeah, it's not a rock crawler. This one is sitting right over here at the end of the bench. The way Vanquish should have shipped it. Look, the proportions are correct. It's got ground clearance now. The absolute inexcusable mega giant knuckles won't try to rub a hole in the sidewall. Vanquish should have made a 2.2 LP tire to release this. Pick whatever scale tire they want to make. Just make another Falcon. Make a 2.2 LP Falcon Wild Peak, and I would forgive a lot of the things that they did here that are questionable. Are you going to attempt to build a moon buggy? Maybe. Are we reading too much into the reason someone leaves a dislike? Maybe they just didn't like the video, and if you don't like your video, you're not going to go to the effort of commenting. Yeah, but then how much did they really dislike it? Because behind the guy, the guard of anonymity, I can just go, what do they think is going to happen? What's their end goal? Yeah, I'm trying to psychoanalyze people that I don't understand, so that's not going to hurt. Can start an argument in an empty room? Absolutely. Ed Scrivener watches videos to guide buying decisions, not the other way around. It's a sane person. Can the H10 front links be shortened, reduce wheelbase, and better ratio front to rear? No. I don't know how far behind I am, but the back of the servo is 3 millimeters away from the front of the gearbox. So you could put a stubby kit in it and then shorten the front. You can actually shorten the front. Well, no, then you're shocked. You don't have any shock mounting positions. So no, you might be able to lengthen the rear, but then your wheelbase is going to get even longer and your your turning circle is going to get even worse. Those cement tire foams in an actual tire. How bad would it be? You know, that's the thing. They all soaked up different amounts. Some of them are really rock hard, like you can't even crunch them. Some of them you kind of can. I think we accidentally made RC four-wheel drive foams. Goatneck RC crawler course building is how I found the channel, and the Canyon Man is why I came back. Hey! Yeah, we hit 135 concurrent at one point. I found it via a geometry video about 2 years ago. I can't believe I've been doing these for 2 years. Junk Views. Brought in by Junk Views. Yeah! Come on. Yeah. Good old Junk Views. ETA on IFS2 in Element Fire Trail Runner. I can say almost for certain after in July, because the Anime Expo, it looms. Oh man. Okay, I got to go through these faster. Don't forget to thumbs up. Okay, geometry, junk view. Course building and stayed for the multiversal being. Something similar in Andre's case. Asked to comment with the secret of adjusting panhards, and in the very next video I explained it. Yeah, because I have wrestled with panhards. Every day you upload, I've almost always watched it before YouTube has notified me. Hey, if you're beating the notifications, you're doing it right. I sent you a chassis picture of the Leaf Spring Jimny a while ago as a reference. Yes. I have those. I have those in a folder. Yes, I've seen those videos on the Euro Club of Jeeps. Man, they look... It's the steering guy with his arm that does the full... Have you seen Boom Slang suspension RC crawler suspension breakdown videos? No, I have not. Put it in the Discord. Dustin is here from the Discord. Pew. He needs a green name. And then he got a green name. Solid. Erwin is heading off to bed because it's like probably close to tomorrow over there. He's won a rig before, so he can go to sleep. Svax brought in by the banana build. That was forever ago. Billy Foshi brought in by the Endura carbon fiber chassis. Fusion SE. David Hiscock likes my presenting style. We're working on it. RC 4-wheel drive Baja Claws worth cutting some lugs up for a southern cut pattern for rocky Lucille terrain. Working on a rock bouncer build out of a Capra. I mean, potentially on a bouncer. I have found that the Baja Claw is so soft that you start to get lug roll as it is. So for rock crawling, specifically for rock crawling, I would not cut lugs, and have not. Came to watch servo testing one day. Wow, that's Brian Mick. That is the most surprising one that I've heard to date, is that someone was drawn in by a servo testing video, because nobody watches those. Nobody watches Wheel and Wednesday, but really nobody watches servo test videos. They really do not, because they're only coming for confirmation bias. And I think after the first pull, if it doesn't make the numbers, I think they just click out. They're just like, I'm out. I think we can compare Vanquish guys to like iPhone people. They stay with them for the public image that they think they get. But Mac over there, Mac Studio in the house, MacBook under there. I have not owned a Windows PC other than this thing, which I use to program speed controls. I haven't owned a Windows PC. I've never owned a desktop Windows PC. I've been Mac since 1986. So when you're this deep in the ecosystem, and if you're not this deep in the ecosystem, I completely understand it. I also, here's how I feel about it. I've been a PlayStation guy since the PS1. If you like Xbox, that's great. Fine, sure. If you're a Nintendo Switch person, cool. If you like your Android phone, whatever. I don't judge the value of a person based on what kind of phone they use. I don't care if you're a Ford guy or a Chevy guy, a Honda or a Toyota, whatever. Like, whatever makes you happy, it's fine. The only point where it becomes an issue is when people start to think that there's a point that they have to defend. What? Don't you know this is the best? This is the best! No. No. I learned this, anecdotally in car audio some 30 years ago. And here's what it comes down to. Here's an easy phrase. No one makes the best everything. That's it. It's simple. The only time you would see a car audio setup that was uni-manufacturer, just one, was at car shows where the car was built by and for that manufacturer. So there was like a Porsche with nothing but Blaupunkt in it, all Blaupunkt. And then you'd go over and there was something with all Rockford Fosgate in it, in partnership with, because Rockford Fosgate didn't even make head units, so they couldn't have a radio to power all of their stuff. Nobody makes the best everything. But a lot of people have gotten into this thing where they start to feel like my thing, my favorite thing, is therefore the best thing. And it's not. Like, it can be good. Some things are better than others, and better / Raptor 93. Nothing is really the best. Absolutely. And not pointing fingers, but the word awesome, if everything is awesome, nothing is awesome. Because you have to have there has to be a reference. There has to be a point of reference. And I don't like everything. Sometimes I have laid out basic reasons for it. Sometimes there's something about it that doesn't spark joy. That's why she's right there, looking down over us all the time. PC since 86. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter what it is. I watch all the videos. I'm here for it. Ecto research before I got one brought me in. Then I went back and watched the Banana series and got hooked on all the other builds. That's awesome. Toyota all the way. Wink! The Subaru was the first non-Toyota that we've bought since 2003. So yeah, we're Toyota people. They last forever. Night Customs sells STLs of a crawler interior with a guy that can steer. That's pretty cool. The MTX Jackhammer is the best subwoofer. Prove me wrong. Can't tell you how many times I've heard that being an X-Car audio installer myself. I feel like I was always the guy that was on the edge, right? Like, I prefer a fringe brand if I can get a hold of one. I have a soft spot for MST crawlers because they're not super common, but they make something that's pretty good. I was a Clarion guy, Clarion for source, and I was a CDT audio guy for speakers and subs. I love me some CDT audio. I've got an Infinity in my car now for subs, but all CDT up front. And it's phenomenal stuff. And you would tell people, they'll be like, what do you have in your front end? And I'd be like, CDT. And it just blank. Because it wasn't Kenwood or Alpine or anything like that. The best thing is what works for you and makes you happy. Yeah, or just does the thing. Like, this is an iPhone 13 And the only reason I had upgraded it to a 13 is because I used to use it for all filming duties. And now I don't use it as filming duties, so hopefully my battery is going to last forever because I don't have to plug microphones into and out of it anymore. Stuck around for the 50-minute quick views. That's how we do. That's how we do. I had forgot. I was trying to keep the thing pasted all the time about how a quick view is called quick because we take it out of the package and we run it. So I can't tell you if it's going to be durable. I can't tell you how it's going to do on a rainy day. Like, we try to cover as many bases as we can, but, you know, there's too many. The world is just variables all rolled together into a ball. I feel like Vanquish had a ton of cachet a ways ago, or at least had a ton of me, but a lot went away the second I got a set of their wheels. Everything is extra money. Yeah. Yeah. I could care less what's best. These are hobbies. 100%. Jeep, Subaru, PlayStation, Samsung, Android. And you can find someone that will fight you on all four of them. Yes, then I guess I should correct it to the newer iPhone guys that buy the new phone just because it's the new phone. 100%. I have owned, okay, so if we go back from where we are now, I have a 13, I had an 11, I had an 8, I had an SE, and I had a 5. What year did the 5 come out? Like 2008? I've had like 5 iPhones in 16 years. I will replace it when and that one of those eights is still here. The camera's not amazing, but it still works. Oh, that's bad. There we go. So yeah, I am definitely not an early adopter. I am definitely not a buy the hot new thing. The fastest car in the world is a rental car. Yeah. Still using an iPhone 8. Wow. MB Quart make great stuff. DC audio, PPI. Isn't it sad that car audio is basically dead? Like, they've made everything so integrated into the cars now that, like, you can't, you really, it's so difficult to do anything. Oh, man. Holler RC. So he's been there. Wolfenag subs, Alpine, JBL amps, Pioneer and Alpine head units. You remember the Alpine people? The Alpine people are the Vanquish people today. The Vanquish people and the Alpine people might be the same people. I'm putting a lot of pop on the P's on Alpine people. Fringe all the way. Toyota IQ with Focals, Helix, Hyphonics. Why do what everyone else does? 100%. I did all the aftermarket car audio years ago. Maybe I'm getting old, but factory audio has gotten so much better that I don't feel the need to upgrade it anymore. I got we bought off the lot when I bought the Subaru. It's got the Harman Kardon Premier audio in it. I would never replace it. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. I have no desire to be pulling the interior out of a car again to run wire anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I got a plenty loud system in here. I'm a home audio guy now. I have an 11 channel with Dolby Atmos. Oh, I just thumbed myself up. I've got Dolby Atmos in the living room. I've got an 8 speaker setup in my workshop, so no more crawling under cars. HVOT03, I'm back. Did I miss anything important? Never. That was a sweet shot of baseline. He's over there just endlessly twirling. He's just twirling away over there. Ty Joe loves Red Cat. That's fine. I almost don't want to consider a newer car with all that integrated stuff, so I have the option of putting it in one I want. But it's like a couple of years ago, I was trying to buy a dumb TV. I just wanted basically a large monitor. Do you know how hard that is? My LG, I've got an LG OLED BX series in the living room. The best TV I've ever owned in my life, and possibly the best TV I'll ever own. It's this thick. The screen is glass. it doesn't collect dust or fingerprints. It has an outstanding picture. It was such a jump up from what I had before, but it wants its software updated like every 5 days. Why? I don't care. Just don't. I don't want to update you. Just be a screen. I've never turned the speakers on inside the TV. I've got an Atmos setup, which is almost all clips. So why would I mess with the little tin can speakers that are inside the TV? I was trying to buy a dumb TV. They're all but non-existent. The first thing I want to do to my wife's HRV is upgrade the audio system, but there's absolutely no convenient or economical way to do it. There really isn't. A lot of places sell like interfaces so that it's just all plug and play. And then they're like, oh yeah, $2,000. I'm like, what? My whole system wasn't $2,000. But here we are. Now I commute in a soulless car and I cry about the bad audio. Oh, I had some great JBLs. So, talking about bashers, need a good cheap one that has cheap parts for replacement. Arma. How dumb do you want to be? Arma 3S series, like the Centon, any of those, but the BLX, not the brushed ones. What are they? The Megas? Not the Mega. You do the BLX and get like a Typhon or a Centon or something like that. And here's what's crazy. The more powerful and the faster they get, the more durable they get. Like the 6S ones are absolute tanks. Absolute tanks. And not that expensive. So, yeah. There was a time when I would have just been like, oh, Traxxas. I had built a lot of Traxxas rigs. Arma is doing Traxxas better than Traxxas. Because, like, if you buy yourself a Centon, there's nothing you explicitly need to do. You get some batteries and you get a radio and you go and you drive it. And then that's it. Like, you don't have to replace. Although those 2S slashes are tempting because they are dirt cheap. But I haven't bought one, so I can't tell you if they've gotten any better or worse. Is that an old vinyl player spinning him? Dustin. No, Dustin, that is a... Let's see. Oh, wait, where is it? Hold on. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Ready? Oh, wait. I did it wrong. We got to be on the right camera. Okay. You can go that way? No, it is it's a display. It's for like when they sell products, like when they make commercials. It's got a remote and everything. It was by far the cheapest way to do it because I wanted a spinny thing and I've tried to build one before and I wasn't very good at it. Have I? Yes, I have almost caught up. If Vanquish were making RTRs so they can keep making kits and parts, then I'd be fine with that, but they only seem to make the kit, seems to be the VRD now. There it is. Everything about modern automobiles is headache. That sounds like it is spoken by a mechanic. I can't bring myself to spend the money on a new car, so it's not really a worry. I wish. All-Fi Hi-Fi is dead now. The masses only listen to compressed streams on an Alexa. 9 volts. The truth. Such truth. I'm an enemy of Bluetooth. You've all heard me talk about it before, particularly when it comes to audio. Audio over Bluetooth is awful. And what I have done is I've tried to dumb things down. I've tried to make it to where I'm never listening to anything for any kind of fidelity because it's just a disappointment. It's just a disappointment. Wired is the only thing that works for headphones. And then the music is mostly all over compressed. And they've cranked the bass up through the ceiling, and the masters aren't good. And then next thing you know, you're listening to old recordings of Pink Floyd from the 1960s to get something that sounds good. Why are monitors still so much more expensive than large 4K TVs? It's pixel density. It's pixel density. A 27-inch 4K monitor has the same number of pixels as a 65-inch 4K TV. Think how small the pixels are. It's also refresh rate. Monitors have way higher refresh rates. Some companies sell gaming TVs that have super high refresh rates, and they are astronomically expensive as well. Because, yeah, you can go to Walmart and get a $300, like 55 or 60-inch TV now. But $300 in a monitor will get you an okay gaming monitor. I buy, what's up here is like a monitor for an office. It does the job. My smart TV is so smart, it doesn't want to show reality TV shows. God, I wish. Even home receiver options are getting slim thanks to soundbars. You are not wrong. You're not. Luckily, they last nearly forever. We moved into the house on the property on which the canyon dwells in 2007. So just think, that yard sat back there with no rock crawling in it for 13 years. We moved in 2007. I am on my second receiver in that amount of time. And let's not forget, they don't make them like they used to. They use it's a Yamaha, the Costco Yamaha. Back just in time for audio discussion. Remember when people stole car radios? I have had a car radio stolen from my car. And I still, somewhere in a box, have a pull-out radio. A Clarion 9772 RT pull-out tape deck. I had the Case Logic man purse to hold the pull-out in it. Remember pull-out radios? Just buy a Bluetooth speaker from Bose and take it in the car. No highs, no lows, gotta be Bose. I love the hate for Bose. I had listened to Bose systems, and if you weren't, unless you were an absolute snob, Bose sounded just fine. And Bose is very smart because they know who they're marketing to. They're leaning into that overcompression, too much high end, too much low end, and making it sound passable. Audio, the tube amp guys are like, but like, I learned in my car audio days, don't chase the SQ Dragon, chase SPL. Loud is easy, clean is hard and expensive. If you want the ultimate in snake oil, look at a hi-fi catalog. You mean like balanced cables? Like $900 for a set of RCA cables? Yeah. And now you can get like $200 HDMI cables. Oh, I'm falling behind again? Yeah, I am. Oh, I'm so far behind. Got a Mega, but put a Hobby Wing setup in it. That's an option. I was also looking at an arm block, big block 6S. Those 6S rigs. That's what I built. I built a Centon. I built a Centon 6S. I wanted a Mojave 6S, but they discontinued it before I could. 4S Outcast. Yeah. You stay away from a metal chassis unless it's like M2C or the crazy car, the titanium one that I have. They're like unbreakable. Me and Mate had a competition to put the cheapest car audio setup with a sub and 6x9s in our Skylines. And Mr. Cross won. My first ever car audio setup, I bought a scratch and dent Pioneer home theater speaker from the Best and attached it up to an amp and put it in the back of my Ford when I was like 17 years old. Shaker MT is giving away a 3S Centon. I just caught up to that. So that's the option I would go with. Is my blind friend? No, he is not. He pretty much comes every other week down from the high desert, the land of Desperia. Switching out my tiny beadlock screws to scale hardware sucks. DHF Hades, I had made an agreement with myself never to do the 120 bolt shuffle again. And yet, I like, if the wheel isn't built with scale hardware, I'm not allowed to build it with scale hardware. But if you want to talk about someone who doesn't listen to themselves, it's not that one. In your guess, How many 2mm screws is that? How much scale hardware have I installed? This is like 6 pounds. I gotta stop. It's at a certain point it becomes a problem. Kits are becoming extinct with the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs still live. I just sent a buddy of mine a video of a cassowary bird, and dinosaurs are very much still alive. Why are the manufacturers not looking at wastage in this area of keeping green? Kits are better for the planet. You mean because a VRD ships in this? A box about the size of a, well, phone book? About the size of a phone book? And look at the box that like a Traxxas RTR comes in. It's the box the size of a microwave. Happy Father's Day in advance. Thank you so much. Phoenix Portal Kit is in stock on A-Main right now. Yes, they put those back in. I'm too young for this audio conversation as usual. Yes. Built my own home audio speakers back in 2005. Loved them so good. Then I had kids and they started poking them and trying to tip them over, so we put them in storage and they're still there. I don't think my cable is long enough. Let me see if I can get the cable around. So, let's see. No, you can't see anyway. It was worth it. It was worth a try. It was worth a try, but you can't see up there anyway. Up above me are, I guess I could just take a picture and hold my phone up in front of the screen like the absolute Luddite that I am. Now we're going to center this again. That's good enough. That's good enough. Is that good enough? That's good enough. I've built many speakers over time. The speakers up above me were built out of some cheap plywood. They have some Klipsch KV1089 copper cone subs. And then inside of them are some Nakamichi 3-way crossovers. And you know what? For a shed, and they are running off of a Crown D75 amp. And you know what? They sound pretty good. They sound pretty good. Oh, man. Dang it. Okay. Pull out radio. Oh, removable face radios. Sony Discman car kits. Now we're going. Radio in my truck still has a removable faceplate. Bose sound quality via software. There you go. Just an idea, and as a new member, how fun would it be to CC meet up one day? If you want to meet somewhere awesome, it's right over. It's about 100 feet that way. Come on over. Have you ever popped a car window out with SPL? No, I was the guy with the scale. You get that? Remember the produce scales that would press down like that? You get it cranked, and you press it against the panel until it stops vibrating, and that's how many pounds of deadening you have to add. I want to say my Scion has probably 85 pounds, between 80 and 90 pounds of sound deadening in it, because I didn't want it to sound like a rattle trap. I did build a box for a pair of 12s for a dude to put in his Charger that would make the gasket around the trunk go. It was pretty good. Mate had his car stolen years ago. They left his car stereo behind. That is insult to injury. I've had more than pull-out radios installed in my boat. That way nobody could steal it when I wasn't in it. That makes sense. Bose Consumer versus Bose Pro is not the same, but I still prefer other bands over Bose. Nobody does everything the best. Dolby Atmos and my first true 120 hertz refresh rate TV changed my life. When we went to OLED, it was the first time we had ever moved a TV into the house, and the wife said, that picture looks better. Every other TV before, when we went from CRT to LCD, she goes, it looks the same. But that OLED was the first one that she actually said, that does look different. Everybody knows the best speakers come from a guy out the back of his van. I have 2 speakers up on the loft, which is where Christmas used to be stored, but we got that moved out now. There are 2 speakers up there that are literally white van speakers. A dude, a friend of my brother-in-law got tricked into buying them in a parking lot, and then he moved to a new apartment, and these things are like, they're floor standers, so they're like 4.5 feet tall. And he goes, I don't know why I bought these. I don't have anywhere to put them. They're up there. They run off of a Fender SPA 3000 professional stereo power amplifier. It's okay. It's not as good as the Crown. And the Crown is like circa 1986. I need beadlock screws to hold the panels for my copper cages. I'm going to get scale hardware just to free up some normal beadlock screws for those cages. Nice. We put 2 Kenwood 15 home audio speakers in an 86 Tercel hatch and blew all the back windows out. That sounds about right. What's a phone book? It's like a dictionary, but for people. Speaking of hardware, what do you recommend for a bulk hardware set? I mean, here's the thing. One of those, like, just name a brand. I can't think of it. My brain is empty. That sell those hardware packs. They're usually like $30, $40. Go on Jenny's, go to the TRX4 section, and they will have all, when they gut them and scrap them to part them out and sell them, they put all the hardware in little baggies, and those little baggies are like $7. You buy yourself 3 or 4 of those. I just sorted some out. These were the leftover screws that wouldn't, actually, this isn't even all of them. These are the leftover screws that wouldn't fit into the screw drawers, because each one is probably 80 or 100 screws. Oh, it jumped again. Oh, wait, no. I think I've almost caught up. Hi, did I miss a lot? You haven't missed anything. I remember when some cities had more than one phone book. Yeah. Oh, Serwin Vega. The Stroker van. Great conversation started today. Message on Discord. Ever put a zip tie around somebody's drive shaft? Flap, 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 flap. And I caught up. I caught up. What are we? We're almost 2 hours. Okay. A first assignment. Responding with only a number in the chat. How many rock crawlers do you have? Just give me a number. I'm sorry. How many 1/10 scale rock crawlers do you have? I should have phrased that better, because now I'm going to get more answers than I'm looking for. So how many do you have? Just like curiosity. We're gonna be seeing a lot of 2s. Two and a half. I'm glad I caught up, because that thing is moving. All right. So, as that slowed down, let me ask again. Bonita Creek is RC1, a Red Cat Ascent. That makes, okay, so I had the idea of giving away one thing, and then I said it would probably be better if I just gave away 2 things. So this morning, I've been clearing out, right? So of you in there that have rounder numbers or more crooked numbers, I guess we would call them. All of y'all out there, you get to be the council. You get to be the council. So let me scroll back up a ways. So who's up there? Rick Smith is 100% up there. Kai Severson, Goatneck RC, but I think he left. Jamie Parker is up there. Napster, Jimbo is 100% there. Driver 8. So all of y'all that are in the same kind of category with this idiot, I was cleaning out bins. I was cleaning out bins this morning, and I realized that it's only a problem if you confess to it being a problem. So we might have a problem. So I built this morning. So I assembled this purely out of bins. There's nothing purchased for it. There's nearly nothing in the way of upgrades. It does not include a radio. If there's anything I have, it's a shortage of radios. I put a radio in it so I could drive it around and make sure it works. 2-speed works. So this is basically a 2-speed TRX4 Sport. So before this video is done, this needs to go to somebody. And it's got Rockbeast XORs on it because Rockbeast XORs don't work here. It has a Soul Lunsford titanium turnbuckle because I ran out of Traxxas fittings. I was basically trying to assemble it as it would be out of the manual. This might be Daphne's old rails. Sport axles, so it's spooled. It's got sport bumpers all the way around. So what this is not going to include to whoever we give this to, and the council is going to help me decide, you have all been rolled into the council here, is it also doesn't have a factory front bumper mount. That's a 3D printed one. I ran out of those. So no body, no radio, no battery. We will call it the Canyon ARTR. It's almost ready to run. I started off, it does have a SSD, what are they, SSD Pro Scale shocks with some random springs that I chose. Feels okay. With the weight of a body on it, it would probably feel absolutely fine. This needs to go to somebody that in need. So to someone and the part that infuriated me more than anything else, I can't find the top to the receiver box. So as I said, it's ARTR. These are just Injora Deep Steelies. These are Rockbeast XORs. Inside are Crazy Crawler. I think Crazy Crawler mediums. The ones that look like this, that type of foam. I just crammed some foams in there. It is a Crawlmaster Sport 550 13 turn. It is a Radiolink Cool 9030, which means you can run this on 4S. Should you feel like it? Give it to the guy who only has a red cat. So we're gonna, like, when we gave BattleBot guy a charger, that was the decision of the council. So, and also 455s, the Rock Beasts, which I think are near perfect. It actually, okay, so it's a cool 9030. Oh, I'm definitely in high. Yeah. It doesn't have the lowest low speed control, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It will do the thing. And it's I put a 10-tooth pinion in it, and it's not blisteringly fast in high gear. But I think it's fast enough. And wide open in first gear, it's pretty okay. It's pretty okay. Okay, I'm also with Ed. What did Ed say? Yeah, if there's anyone here without a rig, they should get it. Kai nominates Dustin. That's one vote for Dustin. Now, so as I said, ARTR. Don't give it to Mike Cross because he'd have to take a bank loan for shipping. Yeah, it would legitimately. It would cost over $100 to send that to New Zealand, and I'm not kidding. At least $100. Ask who has one rig or none, but has the means to finish putting it together, or we as the candy can send parts to finish it as an RTR. Yeah, I mean, if somebody bought a sport body, like if whoever gets this, if they buy a Traxxas sport body, which is like $35, it would just and then and a radio, because I definitely can't afford to give away radios, because I need like half a dozen more radios for here. So, can you take that apart and give it to someone who's never built one before? Oh, Brian Massey, you know what I can do? I will take this, and I will just, I won't even bag it. I will just dump it into a box, and then they can, I'm not going to take the axles and the gearbox together, but it will also be a lot more economical for me to ship if I can fit it in a smaller box. But, I almost thought about putting an XL5HV in it, but then I was like, nah, the 9030 is just a way better speed control. But it does have a Traxxas 2075X in there and a 2065 over there. So this thing is Traxxas. I think that there seems to be just a universal agreement that Dustin is getting this. So what Dustin needs to do is send me an email at Crow Canyon and get me the info, and I will get it shipped out in the upcoming week. I mean, yeah, I vote for someone that has one crawler and a kid. Oh, I'm torn. Dustin or Chris? Take a survey. Oh yeah, is Chris the guy that got his stolen? Dustin is Dustin DW from the Discord? Yeah, this is kind of the best form of the sport, because it's got a 2-speed in it, and of course the 45 tooth. So it will go slow enough. It is not, as I said, you can build a pretty good crawler out of a TRX4, but this isn't going to be the most outstandingly capable rock crawler. What it will do is kind of all the things. We'll kind of do all the things. It needs a radio. It needs a top to the receiver box, or not. I don't know. Put some tape on it, and a body, and if you have a battery would probably help. Who had the house that burned down with all his crawlers? Yikes! So we're near a consensus, but yeah, I do remember trailing. Yeah. And I said we're not giving away one today. I'm giving away two. I need the space. is what it is. So we're going to give this one away, which is the ARTR, and then we are going to give away an RTR. So make a poll. Oh, like on the community board? And I could do that. All right. So it's Chris and between. It's either Chris or Dustin for this. No, in chat. How do I do that? I can do that? If there's a way to make a poll in chat, I don't know how to do it. Oh, that's interesting. RTR for Dustin's kid and the ARTR for the one stolen. There we go. One crawlers, two people that need them. Oh, what's the RTR? Okay. You know what? I like the spirit of democracy that's going on. So this one is RTR. There's no fancy gubbins. It is an FCX10 Blazer with Batrazi Precipice on some infernal RC four-wheel drive wagons. It is completely unmodified from stock. It is as RTR as it gets. So those are the two. This one is most of the way there. This one is all the way there. So there it is. We just need to find out who gets what, and then decide what driver rate. What driver rate? I missed it. RTR for Dustin's daughter, ARTR for, yeah. All right. Chris chimed in. There it is. Chris Cord, we'll be getting this. I need you, and Dustin, boom, for the kid. That kid's going to have to do some learning. This is an 11-channel radio. You can turn lights on and off. I don't think there's explicitly anything they can do that will make it go crazy. But this thing is for trailing. So yeah, I mean, like, look at this. Yeah, it is realistical. All right, there we go. Send the FCX to the kid and the ART to the grown man. There you go. So I'm going to need emails from both of you. If there's anything else that you think you might need and don't have, let me know, and I will see what I can throw in the box. This was completely box assembled. It's just out of the... This was parts bins at 8 o'clock this morning, and now it's this. And it honestly, it got XORs because they don't work here. And I think 445, 455 is pretty good on portals. You get good clearance off of that. So Chris Cord is going to need to order himself a body and a radio link. And you'll get the whole receiver box just for the lid. And as soon as I get an email from him telling me that this has been delivered, I'm going to find the lid to that receiver box. I know it. I know I will. And I looked for it for way too long than I should have, for like a 25-cent receiver box lid. I shouldn't even look for it at all. So yeah. So he can also let me know how how ARTR does he want it? Like I want to pull it down a little bit. Like, you know, bumpers will come off, wheels will come off, stuff like that will come off, just to get it into a smaller box to ship it. The rails are long enough that I can't fit it in like a flat rate. So I'm gonna have to. I've been hoarding boxes, so I have boxes to ship both of these. This thing is probably gonna go out in its original box, so it should be plenty well protected. Let's see what we can see a TRX4 and a not a TRX4 side by side. If you've never seen an FCX10 and a full fender TRX4 next to each other, just in case if you wondered where did they get their idea? I don't know. I don't know. Where did FMS get their idea to? I don't know. They're not similar at all. Like, look at the shape of the rock sliders. Look at the body mounts, the way the body mounts tie the towers together. Oh, and even beyond that. So if we can get, I don't know if there's enough space. So look at the shape of this part of the, yeah, these, like, you know, it's not a copy at all, and not at all. It's like this, you know, they're completely different animals. It's completely different. Can you tell that he's on deeps? Got about, this one's going to be harder to flip over. So the one on the right is the non-TRX4. Correct. There is a lot of clever stuff on the Fs. Yes, too geek to be chic. The magnetic lights, that is absolutely clever. And the weight of this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And the body mounting system is so overkill that I would have thought that I did it myself. But yeah, there's a kid that's going to be real happy. And also, I will try to keep the recipient updated as to when FMS finally releases the standalone receiver, because this is a 2-in-1 that runs everything. So that's an 11-channel receiver, and I think it is 8 channels full, because you've got lockers, 2-speed, dig, and then it will also control all the lights. It's as loaded down as it can be loaded down. Oh, thank you all for kicking down some on the shipping. That's definitely going to help. When they finally come out with the receiver that doesn't have a speed control in it, you put that receiver and a SE1200 in here, and you're done. Like you don't need to do anything else. It is super fun to drive. It will never be the best rock crawler, but from what I understand, I haven't seen. Has the gentleman mentioned what age range is this going for? Where do I find your email address? Chris Cord, crawlercanyon at Gmail. Just crawlercanyon at gmail.com. And I will get back to you. And I will see if there's any other bits or bobs or whatever. Gare's on a fixed income. Hey, $2 is $2, man. I will take that $2. And give it to, I will take that $2 and give it to the post office. I'm going to try Shippo to see if we can get that shipping cost down at least a little bit. Rudy fell asleep for 2 hours and look what he missed. This is a portion of what I like to refer to as the circle of crawling, where this was, once again, Shaker MT was who provided this. He sent this in for the testing and everything, and said explicitly when he ordered it that we're like, give it away. Like, he didn't want it, and I was like, I don't really have the room for it. So it was the intention to give this away from the very beginning. So when I look, oh, you guys are going to cover shipping. I'm not even going to have to wait until the 21st to mail these out. Oh, and Benjamin sent shipping money via PayPal. Very nice. Yeah, this, I feel it very rarely. I've talked about how endorphins are a lie because I rode a bicycle for 7 years, and I don't think I ever felt that like, you know, supposedly when you exercise a lot, you get that endorphin release. I don't think I ever got it. Right here, right now, everybody, as we give things away to other people who need them more than we do, and we help keep the circle of crawling a circle, I mean, what better thing could there be? I think Jay Leeson is in the UK. I think he might be in the UK. Yeah, and no spoilers. Like, I love to surprise people, but the spider, we'll be giving the spider away at some point as well. And it occurred to me that, like, there are rigs in here that haven't been driven in 18 months. They are going to get driven during Crawlympics because pretty much everybody's going in. But I'm not averse to giving rigs away because it's the same reason when I give away tires or speed controls or servos or whatever. Better them being used by someone who will appreciate them than them rotting in a box under the bench. Like, this was just pieces. And not to sound too, and these were one of the gentlemen from Michigan sent these in. The axles and the shocks are from him. Everything else was, when I built Kronk, I had ordered a bunch of stuff from Jenny's. So these are, like, a lot of these parts never used. These are brand new. I think they are Daphne's rails, though. So I don't know how much special spirit rides inside the axles, but let it be known those are Daphne's axles. I am too much. Stunod, unfortunately for your cross emo dreams, Shaker MT once again, that is his cross emo because he owns a full-size XJ. So that is the little version of his big XJ. So that one is definitely spoken for it. Lee Jordan says I've done a super chat. But, oh yeah, it's up there. It's about to scroll off the screen. Michael Lenheiser, how do I send money? God, I wish I knew. Neil Daniels, I ain't gonna even try to get that spider, even though I would love it in the UK. So shipping would probably be a bunch of $5 and more. Yeah. Realistically, I would say $70 to $100. But, you know, I mean, we've got a community here. They've probably put together enough to ship both of these. And I say that with all my fingers crossed. Because, you know, a thing I never look at is what do they cost? You know, that's not what I'm looking at. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Them going to a place where they'll get used and appreciated. That's all that matters. And we did it collectively. We did it together as a group. Personally, I would build my to keep my mind busy. I've been looking to build that Gmade. I'm only worried about spare parts before I buy a kit. Gears is you're UK. Gears is in the UK. You should be able to order from Gmade directly in Korea. Shipping time isn't bad. Shipping cost isn't bad. And the only thing you can and they have a lot of cool little option upgrade parts. You just put together an order of some parts. I'm trying to think if there's anything inside the spider. Like I would probably order like ring and pinions, and that's like a set of ring and pinions, and that's about it because they are centered. But aside from that, I can't really see anything on that vehicle being particularly fragile. Like it's built well enough. And I'm also trying to think at the same time, like, what do I break routinely? And it's a short list. I don't break a lot of things. Where it says chat, there is a $sign button. Oh, that's why I don't see it, because I can't send myself money. HVOT30 would like to know how much it costs to send the Traxxas shock rebuild packs. It cost more than the shock rebuild packs cost. But it doesn't matter, because you're the guy that maintains the spreadsheets, and you're going to get some free shock rebuild packs, and that's just the end of it. Yeah, Gmade Junfac. Yeah. All you need is socket bar and diff gears. Hey, so Brian Massey and I are in complete agreement of that. Yeah, Mr. Ty Joe, Phoenix Rails VX. That's where the VXTs went. People keep asking me, will I do a review on VXTs? No, those are not good tires. those are not. I sent a pic of my face the day my car was taken from me. You should see the other guys. Got to turn in due to my bloody hips. Way to go. Way to go, Mr. C, for giving away the rigs, and way to go for everybody on the shipping. You are all amazing. We are amazing. Ooh, HVOT says, Dustin Woodham, Crawler Canyon at Gmail. Next week, the spreadsheet should receive a really big and nice upgrade. I'm guessing that means the springs are going on there. I have a bunch more springs that I need to rate. So maybe when that's up, it'll give me the motivation to do it. Are TRX4 shocks that good? They're $50 to $60 a set. If you get them from Jenny's, this set is earmarked for a build. You can get them about $40 a set. GTS are really good. You can build a set of Chavtex, the fake Dravtex. You can build a set of Chavtex for about the same. You need to get 2362s, which are the seal packs, like the ones I sent to Spain. And then you will need to source 10mm pistons. I think that is TRA 2669, I think. And then you get either AliExpress or Amazon fake Dravtex, and then they look like this. And they can be made appreciably smooth, and they work really well, but there is labor involved. Whereas GTS, you buy them, you put oil in them, that's it. You're done. And you can run GTS with mini springs as well, if you want. Did you guys see the tiny transmission? Now I have to look up that Scale Builders Guild video to see what tiny transmission we're talking about. You'll have to review the new Vanquish Geolander MTX when they get released. I will. Okay, I have to ask. After building the mullet, it made me wonder, is a Red Cat Ascent a factory reverse mullet since the rear axle is basically straight? Kind of. Yeah, it kind of is. Because I think when I measured, I think the clearance from the bottom, so if this was an Ascent, the distance between here and here is less than 5mm. We're looking at about 7-8 millimeters on the rear, and then in the front we're looking at a lot. And if you've got G2 knuckles on it, you're looking at a lot. Yeah, but even the FMS. Yeah. The FMS has got a pretty big pumpkin, but it still has more clearance than an Ascent. Those Gen 9 axles are questionable. Was my graph of the tire scores useful or just gilding the... Wait, where's their graph of tire scores? Where's the graph? Is it in the Discord? I haven't been on the Discord. If it's in the Discord, I need to see I love graphs. I'm going to ask you a bunch more information. Nothing that should take a lot of time. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm here for. Have you tested the red and black Enduro shocks? The ones that say mountain on them? I have not, because they used to be way too expensive. The price has come down, but it's still too high. They still cost more than fake DravTechs. All the comp crawler guys use TRX for shocks. Yeah, GTS are great. It's going so fast. Yeah, I had already built. I had done the crawler spring compendium, and back when I was still posting on RC Crawler, and it's pretty well updated. I have most of the 10mm springs on there, and I have a lot of the standard size springs, and I'm still trying to keep it updated. Oh, RC family, been summoned. All right. Have a good one, my friend. What is the juice you put on tires when you're mounting them? So mine look like this because I use a little dauber bottle because I found that's the most efficient method. But what is inside there is bullets. It's bubbles. It's just bubbles. That's all it is. I just use bubble juice. I found these when cleaning out my in-laws' house is getting renovated. I found these in the back of a drawer, and I just took them. Bubble juice is bubble juice. When I say bubble juice, I literally mean bubble juice. The stuff you blow bubbles with. If you get one of these, like these are like dollar store bubbles. You get one of these little dollar bottles, it will last you years. Years. I came off of like a quart. What was the piston part number for the Chaptex? I think it's TRA 2669. I think. I'm gonna double check. Yes. TRA 2669, which is the Traxxas shock piston headset. It will come with 2 3-hole pistons and 2 2-hole pistons. So I generally, because they're $2.50, I tell people to buy 2 packs. And I've started experimenting with drilling out the holes because the solitary drawback of Chavtex, DravTechs, and big bores is that they like really light oil, like 27.5 weight. I want to kind of go to mono spec to be like 40 weight because it leaks out slower. So I was doing all the math on piston hole volume to what to drill the pistons out to. And if you drill the 2-hole pistons out to 1.5 millimeters, you can run 40 weight oil, and it's pretty good. That's what's on the mullet. What heads are on the TRX's fixings? Huh? You're going to have to make a post for building stuff in the Discord so there's a spreadsheet to reference. Oh? We're going to have to talk about that graph. You should be able to come in the spreadsheet. Where can we find the tire spreadsheet? Oh, yeah. On the community board, yes. Yeah, it's on the community board. I don't know if you can like pin. Oh, you can. You can. You absolutely can. All right, here's what I'm going to do. In tech, here's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to go to Opera, and I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to go to... It always tries to open up the wrong... Yeah. My Google has the damn... It has the thrown... He had to... HVO203 had to start a new one, and I have the thrown away one, and it keeps trying to link me to that. So I have to go to the community board to find the link to it. And then I'm going to pin it in the Discord. I'm going to do a thing today, and then I'm going to have an even better feeling of accomplishment. Okay, there's that. All right. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to go to the Discord. I'm going to go to pin messages, and I'm going to go like this. Paste that. Hit return, and then I'm going to pin it. Pin it good. Oh yeah, pin it. Okay. Now I don't know how y'all find pinned messages in the on the Discord, but it's pinned. I did it. The mountain shocks are garbage. There we go. It's a Ground Fox chassis with a Nordic cross transmission. Mr. C, look at the gram. Okay. If you don't need to buy seals and pistons, they're a lot cheaper. Yeah, I have zero bad things to say about desert lizards. Hey, Henry is running out to do chores. I'm sorry, Henry, but chores, man. Don't buy Jeep hardware. Agreed. I went in 2 hole pistons and they're over damped, but they are smooth. Yeah. Oh, if you want, so I had shown them before. So these are vintage Team Associated shock pistons, dating back to so big bores are a 10 millimeter bore, and that at that time was considered big bore. And now in racing stuff, big bore is like 18 millimeter. But some of these pistons are so tight. One of these. Yeah. So 10.1. So you have to spin them in a drill with 1,000 grit to even get them into the bores. Otherwise, the shocks just stop. And unfortunately, I don't think you can get those pistons anymore. I don't think those exist anymore. Can make a few of us administrators, and we could pin comments and help out. I don't know how that works. I need I definitely need a Discord helper, because I don't know how Discord works. Put a number on that Radiomaster MT12. I love OpenGX and drones. Oh, Chris, you can't get my MT12. I have 9 Go Fast rigs paired to it. It would cost $700 to replace that radio, and that radio is $130. So that radio is here to stay. Yes, I do need a moderator. Jordan Kennedy is watching this while working on his Wendigo. At least he won't completely lose his marbles. You still might. What Traxxas car were the 2660s used stock? I don't know. I never got one that was that fancy, because I got into it during the Slash era when it was all plastic bodied, and not GTRs, not GTS, whatever they called the Slash shocks, whatever GT combination they called the Slash shocks, but plastic bodied is what I had to deal with for years. Oh, look at that. Look at this. I'm over here. I'm in the chrome. Yeah, getting the body on this thing, because it fits so snug, makes me want, I would want a kill switch and a way to charge it without taking the battery out. The body is definitely not coming off, though. That body's in for the game. I wish I had a body to put on this, but I don't. HVO203 doesn't like Discord. It's not that bad. And wait, you're 19. How do you not like Discord? That's where all the 19-year-olds hang out. Discord helper, camera operator, why did you have kids? Exactly. Why do I not have helpers? I had to figure out that waiting screen myself. It was haphazardly put together, and it sort of works. But I have a week. I can sit down and make a better looking one. 2660 is probably a slash VXL or something. 4x4 Ultimate. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. 2660 is just to be an all-around upgrade of the stock units. Yeah. I thought it was the preload on the... Okay, yeah. Backed off on them, and they're still overdamped with 40 weight. Yeah. 40 weight on the 2-hole is way too heavy. I run 27.5 weight on the 3-hole. I don't have friends to hang out with, so that helps with not liking Discord. Yeah, I imagine. Yeah. Stop feeding them. They get very helpful. I don't know. The bigger one just kind of gets rowdy. You would think that the hunger would slow him down, but it really doesn't. I have never been to the 404. I don't even know where it is. And while I'm all right with Discord existing, I don't know. The 404, I feel like it would be the teacher hanging out with the class and being like, wait, I gotta go to the other one. What's going on, fellow kids? I don't know. I have no reason to feel weird about going to the 404 chat. I just, what are those tires on the Sport? These are Pitbull Rock Beast XORs, which were the Rock Beast that did the best here. But they should be on the board. They should be hangry. They should be on the board somewhere. I know I tested them. Yeah, maybe it's just Facebook. I had created a page, a Crawler Canyon page on Facebook, and then what I do is I never update it or remember to check it. And then I will say, oh man, I haven't checked that thing in a few months. Maybe I should go look at it. And people have sent messages through Facebook Messenger or whatever they call it. And they'll be like 6 weeks old. And I'm like, thank God for Instagram and Discord. And there's, how many people are on the Discord now? 77 people on the Discord. That's it. There's 124 people in here. That seems like a lot. We're more likely to treat you as an equal. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I can monitor that many things. I mean, I can try. Somebody's gonna have to, oh man, we're gonna have to, the snake has to eat its own tail. Someone's going to have to link me via the Discord to the Facebook chat so that I can find that as well. I think Discord also wins out for me because it has an app. It's like a standalone app. I don't have to have it open in a web page, and it transfers seamlessly back and forth whether I'm on mobile or on the desktop. And I definitely spend more time on the desktop than I do on mobile. Yeah, Burb is hanging out with the old folk. Sikkim says, let's see a Capra. All right. Okay. Well, I can't, but I will. I don't, but I do. All right. Here are Capras. I have to get two things in order to make a Capra. Okay, so one of the very first kits I bought after having just the Defender was a Capra. So it was this cage, but it was a completely different color at the time. And then I slowly started building this guy. And, I mean, he's got Capra axles now. So all of the parts from the Capra ended up making these. Misdirection, who is all Element skid, Stealth X, Element drive shafts, Element axles. She's just Element built into a Capra cage with these little adapters, right? And then Zoidberg is Capra axles, Capra knuckles, all the Capra stuff, four-wheel steer, but he's built into this abomination, and he's got the tweaked too low to get the drive lines to sort of line up. So I don't per se have a Capra. I have two vehicles born of Capra, and they both run big beach ball balloon tires. But I found like the Capra is super capable out of the package, but this is kind of, so there's a tie-in here. We're gonna loop back around in a circle. What happened here is very similar to what I think would happen if I were to start fiddling with one of these. I would take the cage and build something out of the cage, and then I would build something rock bouncery out of the axles, out of the H10s. But then with the cage, I would build something kind of in between these two. Four-wheel steer. But yeah, as it is, well, the Capra kind of did the same thing to me. The Capra ended up as two vehicles, because I had the cage sitting and I had a bunch of element parts. And then we built that. Oh, it got way ahead of me. I'm on here twice. I think you're on the basement TV as well as my phone. Heck yeah! Here's an off the current topic question for everyone. Does the Element Sendero swap over to a Vanquish chassis make it better? I have seen this recently. So Element axles under a VS410? Interesting. I still think we need a rig photos channel in the Discord. And done. How's that for service? Jimbo does indeed remember, it was indeed a copper Capra. There are a ton of the high trail on Genu's. Would you recommend them, or would they be too long? Unless you're building a chassis, they're too long for anything. They're like 110s. Oh, you're going to help me a lot, Mr. C. You could show me the 2.2 Rovers and the 2.2 Ruptures side by side. Even mount on the rigs would help. Oh, I'm dumb. Those are the tires I'm looking for. Ha ha! Are the Ruptures much bigger than the Rovers? 2.2 Rupture, 2.2 Rover. I'm thinking about building an Endura fake Capra cage. Should I use Mias portals or Capra axles? To get the full Capra experience, like, let me line these wheels up. Capra. I would say Capra. But Mias with long hubs. So I would say Mias because cheaper. You'll save a lot of money on the Mias. Hey, there's already a pic. Hey, I know that body. Why so many platforms? Just so kids can avoid their parents or grandparents. Smoking Wraith, yeah, I think that's what it is. They try not to leave a record, is what it is. I've got to go be a dad. Thank you all. We'll see you soon, Chris. 2.2 Rovers are 5'3", and 2.2 Ruptures are close to 6. 2.2 Rovers are 135 millimeters, and 2.2 Ruptures are 147. I'd say 147. I don't want to take them off to put them in the tire sizer, but yeah, you're about 12 millimeters taller on these. There will be a lot of aftermarket parts for the H10 optic, just as for the Capra. You can build an entire Capra out of non-Capra. Well, yeah, that's because the comp guys embraced the Capra axle. I cannot see a level of embrace for the H10 that I can for the Capra axle. Yeah, the Discord, Bror points out Discord for gaming. And yeah, I think that's what it is. It was because my kids, both on big power-sucking gaming PCs in there. One is on a 600-watt power supply. One is on a 750-watt power supply. Meanwhile, my Mac Studio draws like 40 watts when it's rendering video. So yeah, where does my electricity go? Into those kids' gaming PCs. Facebook messengers as far as I've gotten. Got a ban on Insta. Nice. Yes, people are taking the Vanquish chassis and swapping over everything from the Element. Well, you know what, Jeff? You know what we might have to do then? We might have to find out what all the hubbub is about. This is the guy that built the, that's building that buggy, that moon buggy. So he got a Phoenix and then did what everybody else does, which is just take all the VS410 off of it. I can probably, I'll have to order some bits and bobs, but I think I can put together a Vanquish with element axles under it. You see J Concepts is making 525 ruptures and holds. Yeah, I think J Concepts is going to do 525's everything. Because when I saw him come out with the 525 Scorpio, I was like, what? Nobody uses the Scorpio. I mean, somebody does, but I don't. Steel City Crawlers, welcome to the party. Better late than never. I want the bigger ruptures, but I can get the Rovers for 75% of the price of the ruptures. They are both exceptionally capable tires, but here is the deal. Here's the short, long and the short of it. Look at the size difference. So the 2.2 rupture is so big. He's got a 360 millimeter wheelbase. He is 310 millimeters wide. This is the body for a Slash. This is a short course body. Zoidberg is huge. So depending on what your build is, you might not be able to get away with a tire quite that huge. G-Made Bighorn 2.2. I think I have some. Power-sucking gaming PC for the win. I had to upgrade the one kid's power supply because they play VR, and it was making the computer shut itself off. The Rovers are as tall as my SCX24 C10 wheelbase is long. Yeah, and the thing about the Rover that you might not be able to capture from this angle is the width. Womp. They're like beach balls. That's a 2.2 with a 35 millimeter beadlock ring in there. Look at those things. Chunky. But I really do. For me, the Capra came to life on straight axles. I don't know why. It's more fun to, maybe not as capable, but it's so much more fun on straight axles than it was on the big portals. Have you tried the NSDRC RS1? Is it really hitting 1,100 ounces? I have not. I've been shying away from NSDRC since the frequent tale of them just exploding when paired to Outrunner over there, Outrunner next to it. We run a lot of Outrunners, and apparently they aren't making it. You're not joking about the power draw. I have 4 gaming rigs in my room. 1 for me, 2 for the kids, plus an extra for guests. Whenever they're gaming all the time, the power draw goes up a lot. Brorb, I call my eldest son's room the server room because he runs with the side just I'm doing the thing again with the multi-cameras. He runs with the side just completely taken off of his tower. His room is 10 to 15 degrees hotter than the rest of the house. It's wild how much heat comes out of that thing. What is Zoid's weight? Zoidberg is a deceptive fellow. He is very, very big, but he doesn't have anything in him that is like super heavy. He is 3,691 grams, which is 8.1 pounds. And before you go, whoa, I want to say each wheel tire insert combo is in the 300 gram range. So of his 3,600 grams, he's 1,200 grams of wheels and tires. And then thanks to the kind donation of a guy who was building a sporty and was like, I don't need these crappy super shafties anymore. Zoidberg CG is down like at his axle. It's like down here. It's so low because look at how much drop I put into the chassis. So he's cheating. We're going to get to see how something that big and wide does at Mavericks. The last vehicle that, Zobazu, Zoidberg. Yeah, Zoidberg is dead last. VR is too much for me. My brain can't understand the reality. Imagine a false reality, yeah. Ordered my first set of Desert Lizards as my used Enduro had been downgraded with cheapo shocks. Yeah, you'll love them. I like to run them upside down, full droop. They never leak. The Rovers remind me of a Rock Beast a little, but I think it's actually the other way around because these have been around for forever. Yeah, those, where are they? Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some similarity. Well, any bar tire they all start to look alike after a while. They're all banned. Do you foresee any issues with stretching a 1.7 Baja Pro X onto a 1.9 wheel? No, you probably won't even notice that it's happening. I'm running 155 Baja claws on a 1.7 wheel, and they mounted easier than the 155s. Tell them to put that side panel on. At first, I didn't use it either, but dust gets into. HVO23. We bring that thing out here and blow it out with the compressor once a month. So he's got the cleanest. That thing is clean on the inside. iRacing in VR. Yeah, I can't do VR. All that heating is nice in the winter because we're in the basement. Yeah. 25 to 3,000 watts of heating. Yeah, and you got to think it'd be amazing if they were even 50% efficiency. So yeah, you're just running a heater down there, a heater that happens to play games, and the heat thing doesn't change because of the side panels, because of the powerful components. Yeah, he needs a graphics card upgrade, but I might send you my Sendero HD to slap the Vanquish chassis on. I sure would miss it though. Oh, Bill Truitt is heading out. I mean, not everything around here moves slowly. Some things here move at an appreciable rate of speed. I think he's running an incredibly low kV motor. He's running a 900 in there on 4S. So he has to be geared something ridiculous. I think he's like 2048. Look at the size of that spur gear. Just to get any wheel speed out of him. He's not a wheel speed guy though. He is the vehicle that taught me I don't know how four-wheel steer works, though. He definitely did that. So I'm just starting and looking to crawl on granite. Any recommendations? Granite should be plenty grippy. And when I say granite, I'm thinking of the decomposed granite that the mountains around here are all made out of. That's pretty grippy. You will want, you can get away with most any tire on granite, depending on how broken up, or if you have that smooth granite, then you're going to want to be looking at a tire that does better in a dusty situation because those rocks just hide dust. Capra on straight axles, where to get said straight axles or cheaper straight axles. You can put together, it all comes down to what is cheaper. I've built a rig using AliExpress AR44s, which were $50, and they're okay. They're fine. If your budget is up to around $100, the Clone Curry HD44s, you can find them on Amazon, Mias, a couple different companies make them. Those are great. I haven't had a single problem. All metal. There are no Capra straight axles. Yeah, that's correct. an old liquid-cooled gaming rig with a bunch of big fans, and it does stay cool, but it loves eating my dog's fur. Yeah, you don't realize how much the puller fans, you don't realize how much they're pulling into that. I built a PC desk. Smooth granite like boulders. Yeah, you're gonna need a tire that doesn't care, that is better in a dusty condition. I should ask like what kind of a I'm just going off of a guesstimate of class 2, meaning like a 465, 475 tire. You're gonna want something like that. Dirt Track's fossils are good. Anything X2SS from RC4 Drive, like Baja Claws, Groundhogs, would probably be good. Tires that don't get upset with dust, because it's not the rock that's going to be the problem for you. It's going to be the dust. If the committee is willing to fund a body for Dustin's daughter's new ARTR, I will paint and ship it to him. Just throwing it out there. Hey. And my brain wants to say, my brain doesn't work too good. My brain wants to say that is the man that did that. So, you know. Oh, but Dustin's daughter is getting the FCX10. I just got some Allen AliExpress of the HE44 clones that have the offset front. I have a set of the Vanquish HE44 clones that look identical and bolt right up to a VS410. Yeah. Comp pins would work. Yeah. He might have missed that part. Too geek to be chic. Michael might have missed the part where the full RTR is going to the young lady, who we still don't know how old she is unless I missed it. And Chris is getting the no body. I assume the same offer would apply. I don't think that he's strictly one or the other. Do you think the Sendero is offended like putting an oil rig worker in a tux? They're actually really close. I mean, in terms of the assembly, when you're building a builder's kit or you're assembling a VS410 chassis, they're really close. Like they are alarmingly similar. These guys are just, let's look at nothing instead. I'm going to put them away one at a time. Yeah, one of y'all told me that they had found the HD44 clones for like $90, which is great because I paid like $140 for mine. And I would have preferred 90, but you know. What are you going to do? Waiting for the Amazon truck to drop off my first set of Chavtex. We have to find out. You got to let us know what shock bottoms do you get? Did you get the old circlip style, or did you get the new threaded retainer style? I kind of prefer the threaded retainer, but the threaded retainer is nearly impossible to remove without drilling holes in the threaded retainers. Yes, Michael has a. What are you using to turn Susan over there? Oh no, that so we can do this. That's Susan's cousin from out of town, because this is Susan right here. Oh, that is a display. That's a display spinner for like commercials or whatever. I don't know. They're all over Amazon. The ones I got were with the offset in front, 70 for the front. 130 is not bad. I mean, and here's how they've gotten us. The slow poison, which I've talked about before. There would have been a time where I would have said 130 for axles. That's a criminal action. But axles are so expensive now, and every build has to have a gearbox and axles. So you're going to have to end up spending money. Slow Linda. just cruising away over there. We like to have as much interactive. I wish there was a way that I could frame it so that we could get both the flashing sign and it's like Vegas. It's our own tiny own little Vegas. Is the VS410 portal kit worth getting even if everyone is swapping the parts? Well, here's how they get you. So you spend $399.99 to get a Phoenix portal kit. The cost of an F10 front, an F10 rear, and a VFD, you've already basically caught up to that price. You're already 300 plus. The body is 150. The link set is like 60. So you can't a la carte it for less than you can build the kit for. Now, if you're not swapping to a Zoku, you're going to be using a lot more of it. But if you're swapping to a Zoku, you're really only taking off this stuff. So you're taking off that. But you're going to use everything else. So you're not really discarding a ton. What we need them to do is bring back sliders. I'm going to spend 68 euro on fake Yoda 2s, and you don't want to, but you need super specific axles. Have you found a set of clone portals that boiled up to VS410 and VFD? I have not. For whatever reason, nobody is doing a knockoff F10 all the way, like an F10 portal with the offset pumpkin. If you're running a VFD, you have to run offset pumpkin. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's basically the same for a TRX4 gearbox. It has to be offset pumpkin. They are designed for it. So I'm waiting for it. Oh, Andre is heading to bed. Took an spontaneous involuntary chair nap. I did one of those yesterday. Woke up all disoriented. Yeah. Oh, Gears is building his new anti-grav crawler with no axles or transmission. What we need is not motor on axle. We need motor in wheel. So we need outrunners. You need to build a quadcopter, right? We need to build a drone, but the outside of the drone motor is a beadlock ring, so that the tires just mount to the motors, and then you're gonna have to use dual sticks to move it. But there's the dream. Not motor in axle, no axles at all. So in the center, it's just like a stick that the links mount to for maximum clearance. If it happens in real life, they stole the idea from me. I had it before. Susan's cousin's name is Lupe. Yeah, like I was saying, but yeah, the Stance RTR. To turn the Stance RTR into a VRD kit will only cost you like $700. Susan's cousins should be Suzanne. Could be. There's F9 clones with offset pumpkin. Yeah, that's true, but F9s are significantly wider than F10s. So even if you're running an all the way, maximum positive offset, it's still going to be wide, like 260 wide. Yes, but with Reedies. If you had 4 Reedy crawler motors, you actually might be able to make enough torque. Well, that's the thing. They can just be rigid because you can just do basically like tank steer. You wouldn't even need, the front wheels wouldn't even need to turn, I don't think. Or would that help? Would it have to be 4-wheel steer with motor in tire? MIT? Tried that 2 years ago. 4 drone outrunners too fast. Well, you can get planetary gear reduction. Follow me here. So the outside of the drone motor is a gear, and then there's little gears that are rolling between that and the beadlock ring that you mount the tire to. Planetary gear reduced roll. So then they'd be counter rotating too. The motor would be rotating backwards to make the tire rotate forwards. They built a limitless fighter with a motor in the wheel. It was so powerful it just ripped the wheel apart. Yeah, hey, if it's crawling rocks, it's a rock crawler. I know they were pushing in real world. They wanted to do motors inside the wheels, but it can't really withstand the punishment. Or, yeah, Jimbo's idea right there, a portal. So just have a portal box. Just have the Outrunner drive a portal box. So you're going to find a way to build it, and then you're going to build it. The thing that will stop me from that is I would have no idea how to program some sort of controller that operates 4 motors. I don't even know how 2 motors works, much less 4. A new revolutionary tire. The tread and side can be interchangeable using Velcro. I want to say that there are people that are making tires that have tread that you can take off of. Was it for bicycles? I know I've seen a tire that has removable tread so that they could retread the tire. If you build it, they will RTR it. Remember, Mia's portals were $55. I think the cheapest set of Mia's portals I got was $69. An in-runner motor with 2 shafts instead of a differential. Yeah, like a bench grinder. The problem is the same about too much wheel speed. But if it was a 380 size, it could be inside the axle, not motor on axle, motor in axle, instead of a diff. I'd like to see that. 4 fusions. Aren't the Rivian's motors per wheel? But they're not. So the one that I had always heard tell of was that they actually wanted them like hub motors. They had wanted the motor in the hub. And apparently motors don't like to be suddenly slammed into the ground at high speed. It makes them angry. And also, if you have your motor as your hub and you hit a curb, it's more expensive than just replacing the wheel. My first set of sew-up bicycle tires acted like the tread was removable. Yeah. You ever watch the Blaze cartoon for kids? They have the drive shafts direct to each wheel with links and no center pumpkin. Huh. I thought I had a great idea. I wanted to put the shock end on a servo to control ride height. It already exists. Yeah, Lotus did it on a full-size car in like the 80s. So yeah, servo-actuated suspension has definitely been around. The Pirelli Battistrada had replaceable tire treads in the 1960s. Lumpkin Muffins is heading out. We got more people heading out. I'm gonna have so many emails to check. I do love an email. You can do center pumpkin axles with the VFD stubby kit, SOA, and skinny cut-to-length drive shaft. That's given a lot of money to Vanquish. I almost missed that one. So we've lost a handful. We're still. Let's do more spinning. Let's do more spinning baseline. I don't know if it's the heat. It is 84 degrees in here. It's making me it's making me sleepy. I'm getting sleepy at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which unironically is the time of day that I generally start to get sleepy. I can't fall asleep at 11 o'clock at night, but buddy, you give me a chair and 3 p.m. and I am out like a light. A chap on YouTube was doing a 3D printed RC car which had 4 motor on wheels that he controlled with an Arduino. Yeah. An outrunner is the pinion in a portal. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm thinking too big on the outrunner. Like that outrunner could be tiny. It only has to drive 1 wheel. It would have to be a quarter of the power of a normal outrunner. So we're talking some tiny little pancakes. Well, now, and HVO203 was correct. I'm thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about it. I have no idea how I would implement it. Thomas Castillo, California. It's about 95 outside right now. It's early summer stuff, though. I've found 5-to-1 micro 90-degree worm drives with single input and dual outputs. Yeah. Worm drive is great if you can find a way to keep it from overheating and or trying to explode. I don't think my Billy, I don't think my Gen X is never not showing. I am my age. I would never pretend to be some other age. I am aging rapidly. And the most fun part about the aging rapidly is I can do work out on the course and not feel it. And then 2 days later, it's like, not a car, but it's like somebody hit me with a golf cart. And I'm just wrecked. And then that day, I do nothing. What do I do on that day? I did a bunch of concrete work. I caught up on a bunch of videos. And then I watched Clarkson's Farm, Season 3. I cried twice. I watched Season 3 of Clarkson's Farm in one sitting. 8 episodes. Because I was just done. I was just done. I was so tired from the activity I had participated in 2 days before. Yes, Stunod does point out SoCal, which is different from NorCal. Yes, it is very different from NorCal. Yeah, 22mm motor right at the pinion. And they make a dual rhino. Yeah. Delayed fatigue. Oh, there's a name for it? Oh. Delayed fatigue. Steel City. Jenna, we never hurt ourselves during the work. We hurt ourselves like drying your hair with a towel and pull a muscle so bad you can't look right for a week. I had one where something went to fall and all I did was go like that to catch it. Something in my side like wrenched to where if I breathed a little too heavy, I'd be like, and I just to try. Now I know why people just let things fall. Wait, what were we talking about? None of us will ever remember. So Lee Jordan lives in the Cotswolds? When you hurt yourself sleeping, you're old. Driver 8, I am officially old because, as I say, to the point where it's almost a motto at this point, I never feel worse on any given day than the minute when I roll out of bed. It takes me 30 minutes to recover from sleeping. Oh. But Brian, bye Brian. There we go. People are throwing my back out sneezing once. Luckily, I've not thrown my back out because I got arthritis at the ripe old age of 38. And have had that and will have that, presumably, until I die. So my body got trained to sneeze differently because otherwise it feels like somebody hit me in the back with a sledgehammer. So I don't get those big. I go hit you. I don't make the big sneezes because I'm not on board for that kind of pain. Yeah, Clarkson's Farm. I think season 3 might have been the best one. It was so good. It was an emotional roller coaster. If y'all haven't seen it, and if y'all have Amazon Prime, I seriously recommended. Oh, Miata commuter here till the end. It's not too late. You have to leave now. No, y'all can stay. We all stay as long as we want. I'm not hungry right now. I'm just kind of sleepy. So I've done nothing except give things away today, and I feel pretty good about it. I was don't live in the Cotswolds. I'm in Birmingham. HVT03 flexing on being young. Gets smacked hard and the next day is perfect. Yeah, that bounce back. And here's the thing. Here's a little bit. You'll forget about it. As you get older, it's not a gradual thing where just like it takes a little longer to recover. It takes a little longer to recover. Just one day, all of a sudden, like when I cut my finger on I don't know what, that was 2 months ago. And it's just now. It's still purple, but it's like a normal finger again. That would have been a week. If that. It's you know what? Oh, I don't want to bring everybody down. The thing they don't tell you about dying is how long it takes. Oh, Jeff Guess is leaving to work on his course. I completely 100% support that. What kind of videos do you have coming down the pipeline? Okay. I've got more Revolt inserts to test. There should be another video up on Scarlet soon. There should be another video. I'm trying to also catch up on projects that haven't been updated in a little while. So there's Bronchi, the FRD Bronco build. I need to work on that. I need to work on the Bugger build. Got a new speed control put in it. Need to get to work on that. I'm going to have some tire tests coming up, both reduxes and new tires with the new Enjoras. There's another obstacle that is getting worked on out on the course, depending on what the temperature. But like I say, the next 2 weeks might be light because the Anime Expo prep is going to begin. And I don't know yet, so nothing is firm. But day 2 of Anime Expo is Friday, July 5th. So I don't know if I'll be here Friday, July 5th. Yet. I don't know. I'm going to find out. But we'll see. Later on down. Taijo is only 40. Everything cracks and snaps. Yeah. Trade 1900 for 1400 could change. You could trade me, but he's on the other side of the planet. Yeah, it would definitely cost more to ship it than it would be for the motor. Death is just nature's way of saying slow down. Stabbed himself with a screwdriver on Sunday. He's fine now. I am Miata. I refuse to unmount those hustlers. It's not going to happen. I rewatched your Shock Talk video. The one you didn't mention was the Incision 90mm scale shocks, more conventionally built than the SE SAD's threaded bottom cap. Are they No, those are circlipped. I don't have any experience with those. They are very expensive. Did I ever figure out what was making the Emo X brown out? No. I still have the gearbox pulled apart and I need to put it back together. Oh, I have a set of Brorb RC inserts for the Tusks. I need to test those. Yes, need to test those. I hope I'm in the 2% range of people that don't die. OBJ54, the link to the Discord is on the Crawler Canyon community. If you go to the homepage for the YouTube and you click community, it's on there a little bit of the ways down. I need to find another place to pin it. But oh, Anime Expo, please say more. I get conned into going every year. What am I dressing up for? I dress up as Disgruntled Dad. And Disgruntled Dad is, I play it off really well. The beauty is that I am in the 1% of the population in terms of height, and I am not of slight build, so I don't have to worry about aggression or not getting my aggression out at Anime Expo where it's overcrowded. I just, like a bull, I just go like an icebreaker. I just plow through the people. And if they don't move, I will move them because I'm in my feet all day. I don't want to be there. My only goal is to get some new sort of tchotchke. Pop Mart had a shop there last year. I think that's when we got Lobster Man. My goal is to get like a Funko or another Luffy or something. The high dream would be some sort of driver figure from something. That's my only goal. My kid is picking out their outfits that they're gonna do. They go 3 of the 4 days, and they do a different cosplay each day. And one of them has a bomb for a head. I don't know what it's from. And then I think they might be doing a... I made a giant hammer. There's like a demon girl. She has white hair and horns, and she carries a big hammer. My younger might be doing that one again. I don't know if they're going to do the one... I think the giant scythe that I had to make is already retired. They haven't really told me. I told them no more last minute stuff. But here we are with it 2 weeks away, almost 3 weeks away. And I haven't made anything yet. So I'm already furious about Anime Expo. And we will see how many days I have to go this year. Disgruntled dad attire for Anime Expo equals white New Balance shoes from Kohl's and a t-shirt from last vacation destination. I have one of those crossbody bags that is full of everything. There's food in it. I'm just constantly eating. I am indeed wearing either New Balance or Columbia's. I have cargo shorts on, more specifically mountain biking shorts. So all of the pockets zip closed. Those are my venue shorts so that I don't lose anything. I wear sunglasses indoors all day. And sunglasses indoors all day is the first sign of that people should stay away from you. And generally, I have a good time, and it's usually about the end of day 2 that I wish for death. If not for myself, then for others in my immediate vicinity, because it becomes taxing. It becomes taxing. Has to be jorts. I'm not a denim guy. I'm a wicking fabrics kind of guy. I'm a light and airy kind of guy. Why? It sounds amazing. Why disgruntled? Such a good anime like Akira and Ninja Scroll. Well, here's the thing. Old people is what we are. We're the old folk, and these kids are watching anime that I've never heard of. Never heard of. When I see one that I do know, when I see Black Lagoon, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, something that I like, I'm like, ooh, and I go towards that. These guys are what, like, I know of Demon Slayer and all of those, but it's the hip new thing, and I have no interest. I'm not climbing on board. To me, Cowboy Bebop was one of the greatest ever made because it's this perfect little capsule. It's this long. It's this many episodes. You could go through and watch the whole thing in a day or two. And all of these anime now are... There's too many. There's too many. I can't keep up. OBJ, I mean, you might be close, but nobody's going to... HVTO3 is like 18, so... Oh, reminds me of the time I was walking to Shelbyville wearing an onion in my belt, which was, of course, was the style of the time. And what was it? Two bumblebees, because there used to be bumblebees on the nickels. So I said, give you 2 Bs for that. I think the best, I think the most applicable Grandpa Simpson has to be, I used to be with it, and they changed what it was. And what it is now is scary to me. And it's going to happen to you too. And that is the truth. Oh, Battleback guy is heading out. I'm about to head out myself. We're a couple minutes early, but I am sweating while standing still about a pretty significant amount because I had to turn the fan off because the mic, I don't want the noises. So I will go through the emails. I will get this these things packed up and boxed up and ready to go. And I've already got videos for Saturday, Sunday. That's how far I am out. I am right there. We may well indeed have a day of no video in the next 2 weeks or so. We will see. I try to stay caught up, and thankfully, once again, shout out to the youngster, Mr. Spain. We've got the quick view. We've got the undone quick view list. Rovers are on there. Approaches, GMA 1904s, Baja Claws, Trail Specs, Falcon Wild Peaks, USD Stickies, Deep Woods Holds. There's a lot of tires on there, and I can get some tests in on those. So you know, here's the secret, just to the about 100 of you in there. If you see Quick View Redux comes up on that day, it means I didn't have any time. Just like if a servo test comes up, it means it's raining. These are the indicators of how things are going in the canyon, the indicators of canyon condition. Where is the tire list link? It is pinned in the Discord. It is also on the Crawler Canyon community board. If there was a way to pin on that, I don't know what it is. I would pin it, but I'm not sure what it is. So, yeah. Oh, cooking. Now once I said I wasn't hungry, now I really kind of am. So I don't know. Might drive over to the bookstore and get a coffee drink. Might just sit down. The wife's going to the gym today, so I won't see her until like 7 p.m. So I'm on the loose for like the next 3 hours. And when I'm on the loose, it generally means sit down and do nothing. I might play some Minecraft and eat some Lay's has a limited edition flavor called Crispy Taco. It's unbelievable. Don't eat it within 2 hours of going to bed. Your mouth will taste like those chips when you wake up in the morning. I brush and floss. I do the whole thing. My mouth tasted like I ate a taco in my sleep. Props to people who make chips, though. They put a lot of flavor into that chip. I might eat some of those because now I'm talking about those. I'm clearly hungry because I'm talking about food. I'm hungry and I'm sleepy, and that's generally my condition. You play Minecraft, you don't fail to surprise me. I have played Minecraft since it was in alpha, and I am a terraformer by nature. I just like, ooh, Thai iced tea. I can make myself you know what? I think I'm going to have a Thai iced tea. Today is not going to be a coffee day. Today is going to be a Thai iced tea day. Can we have a Duratrax approach and fake? Yes, I can do those. I think HVTO3 might have mentioned it. Somebody suggested that, and that is how I found the Rock Beast XORs. I was digging around in a bin, and I found the real approaches and the fake approaches, and I was like, all I got to do is mount these up. I can do a versus. And both of them are not on the list. So we will do a Quick View Redux versus. Minecraft is nearly as old as I am. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Minecraft in alpha. Yeah, when you talk about vanilla Minecraft, it didn't have anything. I'm checking this out for sure. Oh, Boise's? Before the price went up. Yeah, I don't know how many times in my life I have bought Minecraft, but the first time I bought Minecraft, I'm almost sure, was it even, it might have been $9.99. It might have been $10. I got it on the Mac. Yeah, Minecraft. How many played Guitar Hero and Rock Band 4? I'm not dexterous enough. My hands are too strong. I have hand strength, so like games where you have to do, I could never play the guitar or the piano. I have giant ham hands. That's the reason why if I turn in any direction and reach behind me, I just grab tweezers. These are my fingers. These are how I get things. But I have hand strength. I have a muscle right there. So yeah. I play guitar in real life and suck at Guitar Hero. So Driver 8, that makes me feel better. Yeah, my Minecraft account is still the same too. Same Microsoft. I got Doc ISO, the same Microsoft account that I had to create forever ago. Siphon filter. Yeah, Minecraft for me is great because it's a game that I don't get obsessed with. It's the perfect game for me because otherwise, like I played The Ascent, it was free on PSN. It was in the free catalog. The free catalog on PSN is blowing up nowadays. Every Assassin's Creed is in there. Every Far Cry is in there. You could play games forever. When I got sucked into The Ascent and if I wasn't shooting, editing, or eating, I was playing The Ascent. And that's a problem. I tend to fall into these things. I can play Minecraft for 2 hours. I can play Minecraft for 20 minutes. I can sit down, I can dig a hole and fill the hole in and then be like, oh, time to go do something else. I will put here's the, what is it, Gen Z. Here's the Gen Z that I've got inside me. Dual monitors. There's a movie on this one. I'm watching Equalizer 2 with Denzel Washington. And then on this screen, I'm playing Minecraft. Because I don't need to hear the Minecraft. So good. Burnt out on video games in 85. Sal, you got to get back in it, man. Minecraft is so laid back. There are so many laid back video games. And that's where I am. Diggy, diggy hole. Simon Honeydew Diggy Diggy Hole Man Lane, his full name. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy Diggy Hole. I'm definitely, here's what the future looks like. You probably won't be able to see it. But here's, I don't know. You might have satellites. I don't know. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to make myself a Thai iced tea. I have the loose tea. And I make it. We need a Crawler Canyon Minecraft server. If I knew how. I play on PS5, so that doesn't help. I have 3 monitors, but email's on my third one. And there's 2 monitors in here right now. So all total, I have 5 monitors. I'm going to be sitting down. I'll have a movie on one screen. I will have Minecraft on the other, and I'm going to be drinking a Thai iced tea. And it's going to be an absolutely stunning start to Father's Day weekend. It's already been a stunning start to a Father's Day weekend. The only thing that could be this any better is if my wife buys me that lawnmower, an electric. I want an electric, self-powered, because the rider is too big to get in, like where the horseshoes are, in the horseshoe pit. So I need a little push mower. I need a touch-up mower, is what it is. I'm hoping to get, because it uses the same batteries as my chainsaw, edger, blower, and weed whacker. So that's the hope. And then if someone will, if I get a ringle jingle or a text and is like, hey, can we come over and crawl? Perfect weekend. Perfect weekend. And it will steal me. The Ego mowers are great. That's what I've got. That's what I'm hoping for. Ego. That's what I'm hoping there's a Father's Day sale and I can get an Ego mower for Father's Day. We'll see. Yeah. Thai iced tea, Minecraft, and a movie. I hope that you will all do equally well, because that's pretty good. Or for the ones of you that are just going to bed, which I understand. It's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I will look forward to seeing you on the Discord. And I noticed that the rig photo section of the Discord is blowing up like a bomb. So that's good. And I will, oh, Jay Leeson did indeed join the, he has joined the Discord. I have 80 unread emails. The Midwest Goodbye is indeed coming to an end. We stretched this Midwest Goodbye out to about 11 minutes, which I think is pretty much on par for a Midwest. One last shot of the other Susan, because what can a crawler do? A crawler can. It's right over there because we've bumped the camera around so many times. I really need to improve the mount for that camera. I got a lot of things I need to do. I've got a lot of things I want to do. We'll see how many I get to in the upcoming week. It'll be fun. It will be fun for all. Thanks so much for joining us here in the canyon. We will hit that button that makes it all stop. It's right over here. Thanks so much, everybody. Like, what a day. What a good one. We gave things away as a group, as a collective. It's the circle of crawling, and we're all inside it. Robot Susan. Oh, it's the overlords. Thanks so much for everybody. I will see you soon, and I'll see you again next week, of course. Thanks so much. The Midwest Goodbye has come to a conclusion, and you'll just get to see him stop on a frame. Fare thee well, everyone.